now. It's just a matter of YouTube letting everybody know now the delay. So
Okay.
yay. So let me go out of here and go back and see if it'll let these people know that we're live here today. Hold on.
Oh, goodness.
It's still saying upcoming.
We are up and coming.
Okay. It's popped in now. All right. So just a check for you guys that are in the chat. Can you hear Kevin?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I know I'm in the dark.
I just want to make sure that you all can hear him. I can hear him.
You can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, I want to be able to have these people hear me because I'm going to be singing a song that you requested today.
I haven't requested anything of you. It's so funny how these stories change. Lord help me.
Miss
Then
T
they said they could hear you. So awesome.
Miss T requested a song today, so we're going to sing it for her because
y'all already know Miss T hasn't requested a thing of Kevin.
Miss T requested a song because she's been missing me something horrible. I'm telling you, folks. She's a brave quilter because she comes on here with a brave face. But we all know she's behind the scenes crying, missing me, and wanting me to sew with her, and wanting me to see her, and wanting me to go out and eat with her.
I'm gonna have to cut my fan on for these lies. I'm gonna have to cut my fan on.
Oh my goodness.
So in the chat, we have Sin Forrest was here first. So thank you for showing up today, being the first one. Happy Saturday, everyone. Thumbs up. Please show your love and support. So thank you. Dolores Phelps is here. And I thought somebody guess who Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
I said Dolores Phelps. Carissa Renninger.
Hey, Carissa.
She posted a quote in the Teaquilts group yesterday or today. I can't remember now. I can't remember if I'm like, when me being up in the middle of the mornings, I don't know, my days and nights run into each other at this point. And Sin says she can hear both of us loud and clear. So awesome. Teresa Dawkins is here.
Hey, Teresa.
She said, let's hear that song. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, we're going to give just a bit of time to allow all 30 people to join us, and then I'll be singing that song for Miss T that she requested.
Vivian Calvi is here. I'm done with you. Emily Zahoot. Hey, Emily. Welcome.
Emily.
She says, my favorite quilters. And then Glory Jean is also here. So welcome everybody.
Welcome. Welcome to the channel.
So, as usual for the past year, we are working on Wendsleydale. We started this October of last year, but we have been off quite a few months because of things happening in Kevin's family's life, his life. And so we have had to postpone some meetings. And also remember that we did the template method. I don't know many of you. I'm looking at the wrong thing because I'm used to my camera being to the other side. So let me switch over here to this camera. Many of you know that we're the only ones that did the templates, that stuck with it. A lot of people did 1 or 2 blocks and then said, forget this, I'm paper piecing this. Kevin and I stuck with the template method the entire way through. Even though I had foundation papers, it takes a little bit.
Yes, it does.
It takes a little bit. And then I had fabrics where initially I was fussy cutting, and I just had to let fussy cutting go. Because I was like, I'm never going to get done. I was always behind like 20 blocks out of 60. because I had, I was trying to fussy cut these particular fabrics. So I gave up on that. So, yeah. And the other thing is, it was no rush to get these done. It was just for us to have a subject matter whenever we did sew together. But I want to get this done because I'm tired of looking at Wendsleydale and all these, and all these pieces. It's not a whole lot of pieces to Wendsleydale. How many? What did we say? It was. Let me check and see how many blocks are in a. How many pieces are in a block?
17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad. That's not a bad number of blocks because I'm working on a block right now that has 56 pieces. So I'm like 17. That's nothing. 17
Right?
times 60. So it's only 1,020 pieces. But when I was initially cutting all 1,020 pieces, fussy cut style,
yeah,
it was a lot.
That's a lot.
So,
that is a lot.
So we're going to try to finish working on this.
And just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, Miss T is ahead of me. She is putting her blocks together. And I'm still making blocks.
Oh, I'm like, what did I do with it?
And Miss T, I apologize, but there is no way I can keep up with the chat that
That's
far
fine.
away.
I won't read the stuff where they're tooting your horns. I won't read any of that. C-Rex is here.
Teaquilters, I need you to stand up for me now. Okay.
Steve Forrest says, I'm finishing up laundry and making bed, so I'll be in and out of here. Francis Jackson is here.
Hey,
Lizzie
Francis.
Allen. Welcome to the chat, Lizzie Allen. I don't remember your name.
Hey, Lizzie.
She says it's her first time catching a live Saturday evenings or like early hours Sunday a.m. in the UK. So that's awesome.
How nice.
Welcome to the chat. Janet McCarroll's here.
Hey, Janet.
Saying happy fall to everyone.
Happy fall, y'all.
Vivian Calvi says she used the templates all the way. That's cool. So we got one person.
Miss Vivian did.
Yeah. I know Remo used foundation papers. Joe Carmel is here by Quilts by Carmel.
Hey, Rumi! Thank you, Rumi!
What? She just said hi. What thanks for what?
Thank you, Rumi. Oh, my Rumi sent me a birthday present.
Oh, that's nice. Somebody needed to.
I know, because Miss T sure didn't.
I'm tired of taking care of you.
She don't even celebrate by wearing a birthday squad t-shirt. She don't do no. I gotta show y'all what Miss T got.
I don't have a birthday squad t-shirt. I made him one. I don't have one.
You wore one on your birthday last year.
I wore clap your hands. It's my birthday.
Oh, well,
that's not the
same. My birthday, your birthday, mi casa, su casa, whatever.
I don't have a birthday squad shirt.
Okay, folks, now really quick, I'm going to show you what Miss T got me for my birthday. Oh, do you see this beautiful card? She got me this beautiful card right back here. Can you see it? Right here. Right here. This card. This card right here. And it's my card that I take with me to Scrap Club. And
what are you trying to say about the card? That's what I don't understand.
It's a beautiful little card. It's a beautiful little card.
Just be careful what you order in the mail, and instead of going to the store and picking it up yourself. That's all I can say.
Hey, you know what? I love it, and I do use it, and I'm very thankful to Miss T. She's a good friend. And then she got me this wonderful weather vane AccuQuilt die that she and I are going to be someday, so be on lookout, y'all. Just be on lookout.
You say someday?
Someday. Someday. Yep. Right, Miss T?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my
And
goodness.
just so y'all know, my roomie, she is so sweet.
What she get you?
She's, well,
Oh, show it. She here. Discriminate.
she got me some beautiful chicken Bako fabric to make pillows with
Ooh, looky look.
in 2 different colors. And I have chickens in both those colors.
Ooh.
And
You
she
still
got me a
you
little
still make
chicken needle.
pillowcases? Because I thought you was done making. You made one and you weren't making no more.
These are decorative pillows. These are not pillowcases.
Oh, okay. Whatever. We'll see.
It's beautiful fabric
We'll
for my
see.
room. Miss T.
Ooh-wee.
Woo, woo, woo.
Carissa says, I have the templates and the papers, haven't even started. Listening while working. Thank you for the entertainment. That's Joe Carmel. Evelyn Muhammad says, Happy Saturday, Miss T, Kevin, and T Quilters. I'm so glad to be able to join today. I paid the rent. So thank you, thank you. So if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button for us. Make sure you communicate with us so, YouTube know that we're just not on here live by ourselves, that we got some activity going
Yeah.
on. And
Yeah.
if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and share what project you're working on or what are you doing on Saturday if you're not quilting, because it is Saturday, which is most people's off day to get their errands ran.
Yep.
But, we got some people like Kevin and myself who are available at noon. Because we have different schedules where we can do all our errands during the week for the most part, except that I didn't. I went into a ruler store, which is like a subsidiary of Kroger, trying to get some cat food. They had one person in there checking out, and the line was down the aisle, like half, 3/4 really of the way down the aisle. And I was like, and they didn't even have the cat food anyway. The line was at the cat food aisle.
Ain't that something?
And I said, absolutely not. I walked right on back up out of there because it was like 11:30. I had ran to the bank and was going to get it on the way back out.
Kitty cats don't have to wait.
It was like snacks. The cats have snacks.
Now, y'all remember, Miss T ain't no pet lover, but she loves this one.
The cat doesn't have snacks.
That cat, I'll tell you what, that's the best taken care of cat I ever knew. It is spoiled and it don't even know it.
I found out like the cat doesn't like, it gets immune to its food every once in a while. Like, it needs different brand or don't want to eat it anymore. So then he'll leave half of it in the dish. And then I got to contend with it so I don't have the raccoons and ants everywhere. So I found out this joker likes rotisserie chicken, which shouldn't be eaten, but it's like.
Are you buying this cat rotisserie chicken?
I have given him rotisserie chicken.
Oh,
and
my
what I do is I
word.
put it in water so that he's lapping up the water with the seasoning that he shouldn't be getting.
It is important. The cat's got a lot of water.
Yeah, so and he eats because the water, some of the flavor, it goes into the liquid, so he sops it all up too.
Ain't that
But
something?
It's like, shoot, it's cheaper to feed you a rotisserie chicken than it is to buy cat food.
Ain't that something?
A shame.
Mm.
But yeah. But every once in a while, it's like he will not eat it's like when he first was getting it, because he was starving to death, he loved it. And this is the wet cat food, not the dry, because I feed him a dry cat food in the morning because it has the vitamins for things he needs for an outdoor cat.
Mm-hmm.
I feed him an outdoor blend so that it helps with fleas and all this other kind of stuff. They put it into the food.
Uh-huh.
So, and then in the evening is when he gets some sort of soft food.
So this is the question now. Is this your cat?
I guess it's our cat. It's my husband and my cat. He does the 8 o'clock feeding. I do the 3 o'clock feeding.
So Miss T is the proud owner of a little kitty cat.
This is still an outdoor cat. Can't come in my house.
Uh, now,
But I'm
now,
doing the best I can with what I'm working with.
did you officially name the cat?
The cat, his name is Kitty Cat, Kitty Boy, like you did.
That's his name. Okay.
Kitty Boy.
I didn't know if you may have changed it. I didn't know.
No, there are no changes because he comes when I call him.
Okay.
So I can't be changing his name now.
Okay. No change in the name.
Absolutely not. I don't know. I got to move I was up here working on my cutting board, not cutting, but just using it. So now I need to move that.
Miss T, did you end up making the 60 blocks or did you end up making the 120 that you
I did not say I was ever making 120 blocks.
90, 80,
No, that was Remo said that, not me.
Now, you started off with a bunch more.
I did not. I was making whatever the book said. And then for some reason, because I didn't go back and read the book, I thought I needed 70. So I only cut 70 centers. When you told me it was 60 to 70 centers are still up here on the board, I may have started using them as strings and crumbs. So I never pieced no other part of that. I just cut out. The wrong number of centers, but I never said I was doing any more. And that's because it wasn't because they're complicated. I actually love them. It was because they were time consuming, but that's not the reason. It was just that I was doing what the pattern said. I never intended to make it any bigger. So that's why.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Don't become part of the problem.
I am part of the problem to begin with.
That's what I'm saying. Trying to be nice.
But she loves problems, especially this problem. Don't you, Miss T?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. You have 39 people in here. It's time for you to get to singing, I guess.
Well, Miss T the other day, she was feeling real down.
So you're gonna tell another lie with this before you
I ain't
sing.
feeling no lie. All I do is speak the truth. The people know that.
Okay.
The people know that, Miss T.
Okay.
Just so you know. Miss T was
they don't know that you exaggerate everything.
Miss T was feeling real down.
Oh, I was feeling down.
She was missing me something terrible. She was. So, we're sitting there talking, and so the song lyric came up, "You Needed Me," by the great Anne Murray. Okay.
And who brought that up?
You did. You said you needed me.
Because I knew that song.
Exactly. It's your favorite song from the 70s.
Oh, really? Okay.
Uh-huh. So it just so happens that my sister won the 8th grade talent show playing the piano and singing "You Needed Me."
You see, I don't know the song.
And So I happen to know that song. And so she's like, would you sing that on the live? Because she said, I just miss you singing to me and to the Teaquilters. And, I said, I'd be happy to. I'd just really be happy to. So you needed me. You. Ah! Isn't
Don't
that
let me
pretty?
interrupt. Okay, it's a lot of people. I had my chat on top messages. So I missed some of you guys. Don Cunningham is here saying happy belated birthday to Kevin.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Brenda Perkins is here.
Hey,
What's the
Brenda.
number on that die? That's a long time ago. She's talking about that. Just look it up by name. You don't need a number. You can also look him up by name, but here he's being nice, so that's for once.
It is number 55544.
55544.
That's it.
I'm laughing at the 555 because every time when I'm online ordering and they want to know my phone number, I put in 314 555 5555. Oh my God, because they are a bold-faced liar when they say they don't sell your information.
Right.
Happy birthday, Kevin, from Nancy.
Oh, thank you,
Yolanda
Nancy.
Reza is here. Hey, welcome, Minnie Dula.
Hey, Yolanda. Hey,
Your
Minnie.
favorite.
Minnie,
I
I ain't
never
answering
said
that.
that. Minnie is saying she claims she don't like that cat, but if she's getting chicken, she loves it now. Give it a name. I like Kitty Boy actually, and Kitty comes when I call him. So I'm not changing his name because he comes when I call. That's important, I think. I never said that I didn't like cats. I don't know where that came from. Have you ever heard me say that, Kevin?
I've only heard you say that you were scared of animals growing up.
Yeah,
That's all I've heard.
but I actually lived with a dog for a very short period of time. My brother had. And then we had two cats that he collected from outside that he made house cats. And I trained them jokers not to come into my room because I didn't want them in my bed.
Miss T's training cats.
But I was the one that fed the cats. I worked at Ralston Purina. And so they would give us the dog and cat food samples. And so
Uh-huh.
I would bring them home. And I actually fed the cat their actual meals too.
They got good stuff.
So yeah. So
They got the good stuff.
I have always said if they mandated every US household to have a pet, I probably would get the cat. I've always said that. I wouldn't get a dog because dogs are too high maintenance. With a cat, I can at least go on a weekend excursion, come back and know they're not going to eat all their food in one setting and kill themselves like a dog. A dog will eat till it's gone,
Yeah.
especially Paige.
Uh,
She'll have all her food in the next hour, and in the next 2 days, she ain't got nothing.
do you know a dog named Lily Mae?
And so that's one of the reasons why I would not have a dog. I actually love the fact that Shih Tzus like a lot of attention, like they follow you around like a little puppet, or the little small dogs that do that. I like that. However, they're also high maintenance when it's time for you to go do something in life that you can't take an animal to.
Yeah,
So
they're
I've
like a child.
always said if I had to have an animal, it would be a cat. My
Yep.
house, I am not going to bring a cat into my house when I'm quilting for other people, number one. Number two, I don't want to be, because I would have to put a lot of stuff up. My fabric is out. And so I would have to figure out how to cover all of that up because
Yep.
I wouldn't want cat hair. Some people are allergic to certain things, and I don't want to do that the way that I store my stuff. Is different than how, like, I think, Kevin, most of your stuff is in containers, right?
Most of it, yeah.
But his cat is mostly upstairs, but does come downstairs, but mostly is upstairs. Kevin's cat is wherever he wants to be. Because that cat just show up out of nowhere.
He makes an appearance for Auntie T because he knows he's going to get some attention.
And when it's time to eat, he knows when it's time to eat, and so he comes out for that.
Yeah.
But he's not one of those cats that's, well, when I'm there, he's not a cat that's sticking around to be rubbed the whole time. He's kind of up on his scratch post, or he's eating. And then every once in a while, I see him come out of your storage area.
That's his room.
Yeah. And so that's where he'll come from after he's been in there sleeping, and then we start sawing, waking him up. He's really pissed about that. But yeah. So if I had to have I never said I did not like cats. What I don't like is Persian cats. Those jokers are territorial, and I don't want any parts of them. And then they say you also have to have them in pairs. So no, I am not interested in that one particular kind of cat. Thank you, Francis. Say her rent's paid. Glory just finishing up this year's Christmas quilt. She just have to add binding and washing it. Washing is my favorite part. Yeah. If you love texture on your quilts, I like washed quilts too. Like when you put them on the bed, you get to feel some of that little texture off the quilt. I like that as well.
I do too.
If it's a show quilt, you kind of just leave it alone and let it stay nice and pretty and flat for the show. But if it's a quilt that you're going to have on your bed, most definitely wash it. I love the texture of quilts.
Me too. Especially those old antique quilts that get a lot of texture on them.
Love both of your blocks. That's Joe Carmel saying she loved the fabrics and stuff. I'm so glad to be trying to get it done. If I sew it all on this 3-hour live. Yolanda says, I love hearing that you are kitty cat's mama. I have 4 cats: Lucy, Pinky, Boo, and Papa. See? Aww. There's some different names out there.
I love it.
Pinky, Boo, and Papa I've never heard of for a cat. Don is here, says, finished legendary top, need to take some pics. Waiting on a bigger backing will be for son. Trying to make some Xmas gifts for great nephews and nieces. Have 2 Bigfoot panels starting on. They have Bigfoot panels. That's cool. I remember they came out one year with the Bigfoot quilt, but it was in a quilt block. He was kind of little Bigfoot. Lots of them.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was just one. He was in a forest. It was a lot of trees. That's what that pattern was. And then
and it had footprints, didn't it?
It had, I don't know about the footprints, but I know it had a lot of trees, like a forest, and one Bigfoot. And he was in the midst of the forest. And I can't remember what else was on it after that. And Sin Forest says they have 3 cats: Amber, Tigger, and Smokey. Nice cat names.
Aww.
Hello from Fredericktown. That's Sarah. That's your friend.
Hey, Sarah.
Francis. Lizzie says, it's a hoot watching the 2 of you, but it's settling off cold-related bronchitis cough. Oh my gosh, she says,
oh no,
it's the medicine at the moment. Oh my goodness, I hate that.
We will try to refrain from being funny.
Yeah. Kevin's not funny. You don't have to laugh at what he says.
Yeah, I'm not funny at all, so just don't even worry about it.
Joe talking about when you were singing, and you sound great, Romy. Sing it. She say, sang it. And she gave you a microphone.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
T, are you going to get the cat some shelter for the winter? I have a cat house outside for the cat. in the past 9 months have not used it, even in the winter. I think they need to make like an outdoor cat house that has 2 ways in and out, because I feel like the cat doesn't use it. I think because one night I heard him meowing and I went running to the front door in the middle of the morning. And I think maybe like a raccoon or something like that may have been after him. And if you can't get out another way, it's kind of like a death trap. And so he doesn't really use it anymore. So he doesn't like that house, because I had trained him. I put his snacks in the house to train him to use it. But what he does is, I live in a neighborhood where everybody has decks. And so what he does is he just goes under decks. He'll go under the neighbor's deck next door, because she had a dog at one point and she has quite a few openings in her lattice. And so then that way the cat has more than one way in and out. So the cat does, in a way, have shelter. He's there now because it's hot. Even in the summer, he used to sit behind my bushes, and I saw a raccoon once crossing the street, going along the side of my house. And so I think, animals are smart. They got to survive when they're out there. So
That's right.
he's figured out where to go, where he's safe, and where he wasn't safe for him. So he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
But I noticed that his hair is thicker in the winter, and then in the summertime it sheds off. So the outdoor animals get conditioned to the temps, and he was well taken care of. We just made sure in the winter months that we fed him more food. Summer months, because it's so hot, you don't want them to get sick, we feed them less food. And so I've been learning, because I've never dealt with an outdoor cat. I've only dealt with indoor cats. Hi, Judy Smith, just dropping in for a few minutes at my grandson's baseball tournament, hopefully sewing this evening. Awesome. I'll be here at 8 p.m. And Minnie says, oh, Kevin, keep singing. I will get him fixed, because this spring you will hear them fighting during mating season. Yep. And Don says, T, is your daughter's little dog still around? Yes, Paige is still around. Paige just turned, how did my daughter say he 18? I mean, I'm calling Paige a he now. I think Paige just turned 18.
Did you know that Paige and I share the same birthday?
Yeah. And the reason why I didn't realize that before was because, they got to wait 2 months to get them, and she didn't get them until November. So I kept get her. And so I kept thinking Paige was born in November, but that's when we got her. I never knew the actual date. But I think Paige is 18. This year, Paige is suffering from arthritis. We have taken her into the vet a couple of times, because the first time we just took her in, they did like an overall non-test type thing. And when we had an incident in the middle of the night where she wouldn't come back from after going out to potty, and she ran off property, which she has never done before. So my daughter called me, because I thought we were going to have to do a middle of the morning search for her.
Oh my goodness.
And so we finally found her. She just wasn't able to walk because her paw had given out, which was weird that she went that far in the first place, because she's never done that. So, well, she's done it, not recent. She has never been off property at that house. She has done it over here where I've had to go get her, or, threaten to give her snacks to get her back, Come on, get your snacks, Paige. So she was suffering. She couldn't walk. And then from that incident, it took like maybe a week. We took her back to the vet. We had to wait a couple of days to take her into the vet that time. And we got her back in there. And then they gave us arthritis medicine that they told us to give her for a week. And then they said, after that, don't give it to her, so she's not on it every day. And then if you see her limping or something like that, then start it back up until she's through the next bout. So far, it hasn't come back once she's gotten the first dose of medicine. So, it's time, and I'm just praying my daughter is ready for it. It's gonna be hard
It's
to have a
very
dog
hard.
that long.
Very hard.
So
That is a blessing to have a baby that long. And I call them
yeah.
babies, sorry, because they are. But it is a blessing that she has lived that long and had a really good quality of life.
Yeah, and that's what my daughter says. She says she will, if she finds that, if she thinks she's in pain is uncontrollable, she says that she will put her down because she's not going to sit there and watch her do that.
I do believe they let you know. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
So
Having
yeah,
had it myself.
and she was really nervous because she went on Google. Sometimes Google can scare the crap out of you.
Mm-hmm.
She went and Googled, why would a dog run away and not answer when she was at the next house sitting on their stoop, but in the dark you can't see, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my daughter got in her car. She was in the car with Jersey at 2 something in the morning, driving down the street trying to find her, and her headlights beamed over to it's a side house on the main road, not her street. You know how my house is? My house is the first house on the street, but it's really not the first house because the corner has the property of the other house is on this side street.
Uh-huh.
That's their property, but it's not mine. So it kind of looks like I'm the first house on the street with the corner, but that corner is not mine. And so a dog had gone across something like that and was sitting on their stoop. And that's when she was driving out to see, because she said, well, let me check the busy street first, because she didn't want the dog to get hit by her car. But she went and read on Google, says that dogs do one or two things. Some of them stick to you like glue, and they want to die right in your arms, and then others want to spare you that, and they'll go off and die alone. And I'm like, Paige ain't never done nothing alone though. So she was really scared when she read that,
Right.
thinking that Paige didn't want to die around her.
Right.
So, because she know her time's limited. She's aware of that. But she don't want her to be out somewhere, die, and not be able to get her body either.
Yeah.
So my cat will pretend you can rub her, then she sinks her nails into your hand. Girl, who you think that is, Kevin? Who you think's put that comment in there?
Minnie. Minnie.
That has determined to be the truth.
Minnie.
Okay, Minnie. Oh boy. Okay, Dawn knows the name. She says that Bigfoot pattern is called Legendary by Elizabeth Hartman.
Okay.
She says she used different trees with the Sizzix dye by Victoria Finley Wolf. Yeah, because I remember a long time ago, Connie at our crew guild made one. And then I thought Kathy Parks may have made one. I can't remember. It was like a group of them made them.
Uh-huh.
Riley Blake came out with a bunch of national park panels. Yeah, I think I've seen Joe Carmel using some of that. The Bigfoot panels came out, sold out, and a few more were reprinted. Oh, so see, I never saw that part of it because I saw some of the national parks from Joe. Wally Blake website has free panel patterns, have a Bigfoot print on some of them, so that's cool. We lost Stella, our English bulldog, Monday. She was 9.5. Our hearts are just broken. She is so missed. Oh, that's Janet McCurl. So sorry.
Oh,
It's
I hate
it's
them.
difficult. You have a pet. Just Especially, well, it doesn't matter what your pet is, because your way of communicating with it is the way that you find comfort and joy in that pet. Doesn't have
Right.
to be a pet that you can rub on. It can be a pet it can be a bird, it can be fish. It's whatever your pet is. You
That's
taking
right.
care of it, spending money on it, so it's just difficult.
Yes, it is. I'm very sorry, Jamie.
Mm.
The people may be seeing I'm sewing on Juki today,
Don't
and there's a
nobody care.
reason. There's a reason. Yes, they do. Stop acting like these people don't care about me. They'll be very interested to know why I'm sewing on Juki today. So my
Oh,
sister has recently asked to learn how to quilt. So she wants to start off on a couple of baby quilts for a family member. And so I have her sewing on my featherweight, which is a great machine to start to learn how to sew on. And so that's why I'm sewing on Juki. And I couldn't be more happy that my sister's wanting to learn how to quilt. Because, you know, then when we're down there together, that's what we all can do together. Right?
she's not gonna sew with you.
Why do you say that? You sew with me. What are you doing now?
I'm over here minding my own business, and you just popped up.
Yeah, I'm over here.
I felt
And I
I
just
felt sorry
magically
for you, I
appeared.
guess.
I just magically appeared up here on this screen.
Absolute.
Ah,
That's exactly how it happened.
what had happened was,
Hi, Teresa Forrester.
hey, Teresa.
Kim R is here saying good afternoon. Hey, Kim. Hopefully
Hey,
we see you next
Jimmy.
weekend.
Yeah.
And Minnie says animal coats are controlled by the length of the day, not temperature. I don't know what it is, and don't. But I know that I don't have to worry about him because I saw the difference in him. I paid attention because last time he's been here consistently for over a year. Look at his blocks. And when he came back, when he was here last winter, I noticed that his hair was thicker. And then in the summer, I noticed him scratching it off, shedding. That's why they need scratch posts.
I could use a scratch post myself sometimes.
Because he would use, I have railings, and he'd use my railings to scratch off the hair that's shedding. Get them done, Kevin. Get them done.
I'm trying. I'm trying to catch up to you sewing them rows together.
You don't have to catch up with me. I'm just trying to sew. I guess we got 10 rows. Yeah, so I'm trying to just sew rows together.
Did you lay this out?
I don't know why I have just one pin in all of this. Yeah, I laid it out. I don't understand. Oh, it was just caught. I'm like, why do I have just one pin? Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here at 7. I got rows 1 through 6. Sort of kind of together. Let's see if that's true. Okay, I got a piece here hanging out. And I guess I may as well cut my yarn on so we can get ready to do some pressing. We got some beautiful drums.
Looky there. She's got some bright colors going on. Surprise, surprise.
Shut up. Leave me alone. You're picking on me.
Uh-huh.
She got some bright colors.
Miss T loves bright colors.
Well, yes, she does.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
um, people said beautiful blocks, Kevin.
Thank you, beautiful people.
That was from Teresa and Diane McCoy, who came in saying
Hey,
hello.
Diane.
And then Quilts by Carmel.
Thank you, Rumi.
Can't wait. Joe says she can't wait to see the tops. Diane
Me
says,
neither.
T, yours are so colorful. Kevin, those blocks are beautiful for Minnie. So yay.
Thank you, Minnie.
Teresa says, I watched some flannel and it really shrank. So going to add to the size. My question is, should I stitch down the seam allowance so it won't bunch or move? My first suggestion would be to wash the flannel again and dry it. Some flannels, especially if it's shrunk up a lot, I would do it again a second time because you don't want it to happen in your quilt. Because what's going to happen if it happens in your quilt, it's going to bubble up on the back and look a little off on the back. So I would wash it and dry it again. And then flannel to me frays a lot more than regular cotton. If you're using it for a back, I would say it would probably be a good idea to stitch the seam down in an eighth of an inch or half of an inch. I mean, not half an inch, a quarter of an inch away from the seam allowance. Maybe use a half-inch seam and then stitch it down, top stitch it. Unless you're gonna do very micro quilting. If you're gonna do just overall, say every 3 inches of quilting, like grids or designs that have 3 inches of open space, it could fall on that seam line. You don't want a hole in it later, so it might be a good idea. But I would just press it to one side and stitch. I wouldn't press it open even. I would just stitch it to one side. Flannel is a little bit tricky. I have used it, but then I'm one of those people that I do very tiny quilting too when I know I have stuff like that going on. Monty Pep is here. Says, I'm
Hey,
on my lunch break. Stopped in for a few minutes. Been giving vaccines all day. Girl, I gotta go get mine. I haven't been this year. Yolanda, Kevin, I noticed your Juki and thought, what's up, Kevin? Teresa says, listening while I'm cutting fabric for Halloween wall hanging. So that's cool.
Oh, fun.
Remo JS finally popped up in here.
Hey,
She's reminding people to thumbs up, show your love and support.
Yes.
Kevin, this is from Don. Do you quilt with your Juki or just piece?
For smaller pieces, I do quilt with my Juki. And I have found for myself, but now let me qualify this. Sometimes I don't use a lot of batting in my quilt. Sometimes I will just use like a piece of flannel on the inside of my quilt and a piece of flannel on the back. So I find that I don't even really have to use my walking foot on this. If I lengthen that stitch just a little bit,
I
it
can't
just
remember.
doesn't.
Did the Juki come with a walking foot?
Mine did, yes.
Okay, I can't remember. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But I know that they sell certain accessories, so I wasn't sure if it came with a walking foot.
Yeah, it did. But
Okay.
I like the way flannel feels in a quilt and on the back of quilts.
I like flannel in jackets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Quilted clothing. I like flannel because it makes it so that it drapes more.
I also find that if you quilt like a smaller quilt that you're going to display with flannel on this inside, sometimes it lays really flat. So that's why I like doing that.
And apparently he likes stitching 1/8 inch lines. Because when I got that bag, I'm looking like, this is all my African fabric. I must have made this, but how come I don't remember stitching all these lines? And I go, why did I do this? Why did I put this together and have to put the zipper in last? Why is the lining already in here? I could not figure that out. And then when you said you did it, I'm like, now that makes total sense. That's why it was a whole lot of whys. I'm going to have to teach you how to make a bag. I don't know what wrong video you got a hold of, but that wasn't the one.
I don't want to be taught how to make a bag.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
I said you do.
I said I don't.
Okay, we'll fix it. We're gonna fix it. It's gonna be fixed.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, folks. Miss T's gonna fix it.
I'm gonna fix it.
Lord.
What I had to go through to not throw that bag in the trash can was a lot.
Now, in all fairness, I was actually following a tutorial on that bag. And
I know, but they were wrong. That's what I said.
Well, let me finish. And then I said, well, my good friend Miss T doesn't always follow the directions, so why do I?
Oh my God.
So I went off and I did my own thing.
Well, that's why you don't like making bags.
And it didn't work.
I cannot with you.
I said, if Miss T can, I can. But I couldn't.
On your first one. Yeah, that was real smart, Kevin.
Well, you have to admit the outside of the bag is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
You have to admit that. Now,
hey, the only reason I thought I did it and didn't remember because I'm like, but this is every last one of your African prints that you have. I'm like, you had to have done this, Tijuana. Nobody else would give you something like this. Well, I don't even remember you giving it to me. It must have been in a bag, like when you gave me scraps or extra blocks or something.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Yeah, I'm sure it was with a bunch of stuff.
Because I don't remember you even giving me that. And when I'm looking at this thing, and I'm thinking, was I making this? Because remember that lady that had the weird trim pieces that I was buying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She wanted me to make her some, but right when I got ready to make them is when she decided to sell the company because COVID happened. And I'm thinking, have I had this stuff this long? Have I started it? Because it was about the same size bag she wanted me to make for her.
Yeah.
It was just too many coincidences. And then the fact that I had, but I'm like, why wouldn't I have used her trim? Because she wanted me, it was so many things going through my head. But yeah, but ended up it wasn't even me. But I finished it though.
So I gotta reminisce with Miss T. So that reminds me of the story when we were on the Iowa shop hop and we were looking at the stuff that we were buying in one of the hotel rooms, and Miss T's going through her stuff. She picks this thing up. She's like, "Did I buy this?" Because she was trying to give to every store.
And I bought the ugliest pattern I'd ever seen in my whole entire life. And it was because, I realized where I was at. It was sitting on the counter too. Because I had walked the whole store, couldn't find nothing, Kevin checking out, and I'm feeling guilty. So here I go, just pick up a pattern and buy it. Get back to the hotel room and like.
It was the cutest thing. Because she is genuinely confused. I mean, she is genuinely confused. And she picks this thing up. She's like, did I buy it?
And why you see how you calling it this thing?
You can show what it was.
You wouldn't even take it. It was so ugly. So about this thing.
Oh my
goodness.
That
And
was
then
so
I be trying to work with, well, maybe it'll look good in some different fabrics.
No, she was really just trying to be nice to each store and purchase something.
And then it got to the point where it's like, I can't do this no more. It was only probably one store that I didn't buy something out of after that.
Right.
Because I wasn't even buying fabric, remember?
I know. That was
when we first started. I bought
Yeah,
fabric on the way back home. I was like, Kevin, take me back to the first store.
She's like, okay, we did what we wanted to. Take me back and I'm going to buy some fabric.
And he did too. He did.
And she did. But it was, I mean, in all seriousness, and I'm being completely serious. On day one of that Iowa shop hop, we found some wonderful fabrics for wonderful prices. And I mean, I felt bad for Miss T because she had put herself on this non-buying fabric, whatever. And I knew she was passing up some things that she would have loved. And I felt bad. I was like, oh my goodness. But I mean, not bad enough to just go ahead and buy it for her. But,
I am not going to play with you. Because you did buy me a couple pieces of fabric because I wouldn't buy it.
Well, but that was just because you're my friend. That's just because you're my friend.
That is too funny,
no, seriously, we were going back the way we came, and she's like, do you mind if we stop there? And remember, we were trucking it to make it there in time, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And Miss T.
Well, no, what we did on the last day, the shops wasn't as good.
No.
But we talked to that one lady. We really liked her store, and she kind of gave us a scoop of not going to that next store, the last one, because we were going to get home early anyway. We were really good with getting in and out of the stores, and it seems like even though we have different style of fabric, like overall, like you were more looking for reproduction type stuff because I think we were trying to do 4-star general at that time. So I mean, we all had like a goal of what we were looking for, so we kind of already would just look at each other and kind of know, like within 5 minutes, that it was time for us to go.
Miss T and I can really work well together on a shop hop.
It was like it wasn't like one of us felt rushed and the other one, or the other one gave the person time, knowing that this was their store,
right?
That type of stuff. But it was never like you didn't have anything to do or look at, like you were just pacing around waiting.
No.
Because when it was your store, you kind of knew what you wanted, because you couldn't buy everything, so you just went straight to what you knew you was kind of looking for, and you got it within 10-15 minutes, and you were getting cut and checked out if that's what you wanted. So since I wasn't getting cut, I never had to deal with the cutting tables because I wasn't buying fabric.
And Miss T would always visit, or I would visit with the shop owner. We
talk to every last one of them, let them know we were from Missouri, all of that. Ended up talking to the shop owners, found out the lady and I had the same birthday on my birthday. Remember, it was on my birthday, and it was her birthday.
Yeah,
it was just wild that we were at that particular store on her birthday and my birthday.
The way it worked out, yeah.
So, and a lot of people on shop hops don't even stop and talk to the employees, and I just refuse to be one of those people because I feel like it's rude.
I think it's very rude. And it's really rude when they're walking over you when you're sitting there trying to buy stuff, and they're like, "Can I see my stamp?"
At this point, we had found this lady that had, y'all know I collect fossil ferns. And this lady had fossil ferns, and it was like $8 or something like that a yard. And I was only buying, and she had a gazillion of them, and I only picked out a couple. And I bought just a couple. That was probably the first time I bought fabric because it was fossil fern at a cheap price. And And I only picked a couple, but this lady comes in, and Kevin and I, before we had walked into this store, it was toward the end of our day. This was in Missouri, though, Kevin.
Yes, it was Missouri.
We walked in. We had already sat in the car. Because every time in the car we set ourselves up before we cut the car off to go to the next place, because it's quicker than waiting for the navigation system to pick up and then tell you. You got to wait for the car to cycle through, connect to the phones, and all of this kind of stuff. So we put it into the stuff before we left, so we know how far we had to go to the next store. So we kind of figured, okay, we got 1 hour left. We haven't been in the store yet. We just got here. The other store is 45 minutes away. We probably won't make this store, is what we said. We were already in the store 10 minutes. Kevin done picked out what he getting. I'm getting a couple yards of some fossil fern. This lady comes in, didn't say hello or nothing. She just says, would it be okay? She just talking to the owner. He said nothing to us. Would it be okay if you stamp my thing? Because I got to go. I'm on a short time schedule. And Kevin and I already know what the short time schedule is, because we've already clocked how far it is to the next store. I'm sure this lady knows what her time schedule is, because she knows where the next quilt shop is from her. I know I
Right.
would.
Right.
It was just rude. This woman just wanted, and then she telling her that, I'll come back and look at your store later.
Right. And
I
you know
said,
that's a
she's
lot.
just a liar.
Yeah.
She is a liar.
Yeah.
She just won her stamp so she can say she went to every shop.
Right.
Didn't even look to see what this woman had to even know what you're coming back for. We
Right.
looked in everybody's store. We know at that time we knew what everybody sold there. We knew
Exactly.
whether I would go back by myself or whether Kevin would go back by himself. Because there was
Yeah.
some places I wouldn't go back to myself, but Kevin would go, because it was mostly reproductions. But you'll
Exactly.
never know if you don't walk around and look. Like one store, I could tell it was on a farm. I think it was a tree farm, a Christmas tree farm. I can't remember. It was all reproductions up in the front. I went to the back because I left Kevin, because I'm like, I got to find something to buy in my head. So I left Kevin. I go to the back. The only thing she had that was, it's like she had novelty prints for children quilts, because it was in the country. So they got to get them somewhere if you're making quilts for kids. So she had novelties, and then she had wide backs. And it's like, I just didn't want to spend money. I didn't like any of the wide backs. I have my own stash of wide backs. So I wasn't willing to spend money on wide backs at $20 a yard or more just to buy something in her store. So when I went back up to the front, I saw Kevin was just having a good old time. And I put in my head, Kevin spent enough for both of us. And I did not feel guilty walking out of that store.
Right.
And even when he was checking out, I was checking out everything on the counter just to make sure she had something different. But no, it was all reproductions and novelties. The novelty
Well,
prints
and I
we had
mean,
for the kids' quilts.
Miss,
So I know I didn't buy anything in that store.
she she enjoyed visiting with these shop owners. I mean,
Yes, I
it's
did. I
interesting.
learned a whole lot of
Yeah.
information. That's what I said. It's amazing to me how many people walk in and out and don't say a freaking word to these people. And I got the scoop on some stuff that I have never let out the bag, okay? About a
Right.
major quilter.
Right.
Yeah, and I ain't never
Yeah.
said a word.
I know. I know.
I mean, all I said was, hello, how are you doing?
Yep. Yep. And Miss T has some information now.
Right. It was like, really? And then I'm one of those people that I don't ever ask you prying questions. I just don't. And so it was very difficult for me not to ask her any questions, although she kind of gave me all the information I needed without me even asking the other additional questions. I knew enough to fill in the blanks at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was like, I'm sitting up there talking, but I'm in shock.
Miss T. Oh, really?
I'm like, and I didn't even spend a dime and got the juice. Kevin ain't got nothing. He over there getting fabric cut. He's the only worker in there that we saw.
Yeah.
But he ain't getting none of the scoop. I don't know why. What was written on my forehead for her to tell me all of it? I almost
Kevin,
didn't want to leave. I'm like, well, she know.
Kevin was in hog heaven with that fabric.
Right. I felt like I should have left her a tip or something. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Hold on, let me see what these comments, because I have not read a comment. Gloria is asking, what flannel do you use? I don't really make a lot of flannel quilts. I use cheap Joann's flannels when I buy flannels. You know why? Because I'm making red quilts and I want them to fray. So when I'm using linings on the inside, I just get a better quality weave that I use in my garments. And you can still get a better weave of flannel at Joann, especially in the solids. It's when you start getting into the prints that they become a little bit suspect. But Moda, a lot of the major fabric companies have flannel, so you can get them from anywhere. But Joann's is gonna be your cheapest place to get flannels, and they always have them on sale. The Thanksgiving weekend stuff, the Black Friday stuff, that whole weekend they have flannels on sale for dirt cheap. It just depends on what you're doing with the flannels.
Flannel has a hand too.
Because even when I put flannel on front and back of rag quilts because I want them to fray, but I had a denim quilt and I only put flannel on the back. I ragged it too, and then I mostly use flannel inside for batting. That's what I do with flannels. So, but I do have like a tub of flannels left from when I was doing rag quilts, because I probably have made about 15 rag quilts.
Really?
When I was, because I made them. I know I made full size ones for Carrie and Steph. I made Ben one. I had one for myself. I tore that thing up, washing it. You know the number of times it gets washed because the flannel does wear down. I tore mine up. I put it on the back of the denim quilt, and then I gave them away as because they were easy to make baby quilts too. And then I had the AccuQuilt rag dye too that was already. I got that after I had done the first 4, and then I started using the AccuQuilt first 5. First 4. Carrie, Steph, Ben, and myself, and then after that I started using the rag dye because I was cutting 8.5 inch squares, and then when the rag dye came out, it was only 6 inches because they only had to go big at the time. It was the only dye machine they had, so they couldn't cut 8.5. Remo says I had to go to the cleaners in UPS to get my quilting book spiral. Oh, she didn't have to go to the cleaners to get the book spiral. She just went to the cleaners and then she went to UPS.
Well,
and got her book spiral.
It's priorities, right?
Right. Minnie says, I'm with you, Kevin, on the bags. I'm gonna try flannel as batting and in jackets. Yeah, because I don't know if I put flannel. Did I put flannel? I can't remember what I put. I'm gonna have to look. I'm making one jacket. I know I put flannel in, and I'm making 2 more. I know one flannel was in one, but I think I used batting because I was trying to make it so it was a little bit warmer this time. So I probably used 100% cotton on another jacket. So I'm working on 2 of them. Happy birthday to a special person, Kevin.
Oh, Oh, thank you.
Bag making is not easy. That's Don. Hi,
Thank
Roxanne
you.
Sexton. Welcome to the
Right, Dawn?
live.
Oh, no.
Remo says, I just finished the top of my Wendsleydale. Now need to sandwich. I have 9 days left on the first. I'm buying something dealing with sewing and quilting. You know, Remo, that crazy no buy, she put herself on National Sewing Month. And none of her friends, they told her, because I was on the chat with them when they told her, so she can't throw them under the bus. Telling them that we're gonna go no buy. They go, no, we're not. I'm not doing
Ah,
that. So she's by herself. But look, on August 31st, she spent enough not to buy nothing in September. Okay. That girl was talking to me on the phone, and I was so confused, Kevin, because she'll tell me something was going on such shop site, and then she'll come back and say something. I said, "Do they sell that?" She said, "No, I'm over on so and so site now." Like,
that Remo, she's something else. I'll tell you what.
she wasn't messing around. Okay, I'm done with her.
Remo, you got them bags done yet?
Don says he's asking about those bags. She'll come back later. I had bought cheap flannel before, and it peeled and shrank a lot. Decent flannel can get expensive. Yes, when you go to Moda and people like that makes flannel, somebody else that makes good flannel. I'm blocking the name. Which company right now? But Moda's flannel is good too. You can tell by the thickness, and it's not as stretchy, shall I say.
Right.
But for the things that I use it for, I just buy the cheap old Joanne stuff. And then, like I said, when I'm putting in flannel in the middle, I just go buy white flannel, or it depends on my jacket. Like one time I bought blue flannel. I had a blue-green jacket. So I bought blue flannel. And then the nice thing about flannel, if you get a little hole, like from wear hole, like sometimes your elbow might rub a spot, and what you have enough colored flannel underneath that kind of matches your top part, even if it's a placemat, a mug rug, whatever it is, then it kind of conceals that spot a little bit too. So I do like that too.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, and like you kind of said, whenever I buy fabric, I'm feeling for the hand of the fabric. I want it to
Right. I
feel
don't
good.
care about where I'm buying it from. And then
Exactly. And
sometimes I want the cheapo stuff if I'm making rag quilts. And that's something I probably can sell and get rid of and just keep like my solid colors and get rid of all the prints. Because I probably am not interested in another rag quilt in my whole entire life. Like, remember I got rid of all my homespuns? If I come across any more, they'll be gone too. I gave them to a Teaquilts, just did a drawing and gave them away. I gave away all of my older Christmas fabrics. Now I haven't made Christmas nor Halloween. And I got patriotic stuff. It's like maybe one of these days I might be giving that away too. Who knows?
well, you never know.
Or maybe I can cut them up into some kits and sell them.
Yeah.
Sell them as projects. But I got lots of fabric I'm probably not going to use.
You and
I
me
wouldn't
both.
cut flannels into a kit though. Somebody can just get that when I'm ready to purge that.
Yeah.
Good afternoon from Sheila. She said the tea and Kevin party time.
Hey, Sheila.
Francis says, Kevin, what is that blue thing on your sewing machine? Is it a light? It's
This?
tape. He's taping up a light. It has a sticky on the back, but if he sticks it, then he's just too cheap to buy one for every machine. That's what it is. He got that one for free as a gift, and he won't even stick it nowhere.
You know it.
I've seen that
Guilty.
thing on the featherweight, and now it's sitting over there on the jerky.
Guilty.
You know, it's only about $30.
That's $30 that I don't got.
Okay. Well, that's what it is, Francis.
Yes, that's what it is.
And Carissa is answering because Carissa don't zoomed in on you. She says the blue is tape on his machine, but it does look like it's holding a light, maybe.
Yes, it is.
A little light, maybe. And then
Yes, it is.
Francis says it's kind of hanging at a slant. Well, his
Yes,
tape
it
is
is.
at a slant so that he can get around the machine but still have part of the light showing. So the thing is straight, but the tape is slanted. I can see it because I know what I'm looking at. They don't zoom in on you.
I'll tell you what, you can't get away with nothing from these people.
And then here go Crazy Kim. Well, now we want to know the scoop.
Oh my word.
Girl, you wouldn't believe it here. Because I was, like I said, I had to make sure my mouth wasn't dropped like.
Well, it's very true, though, what you learned that day, people wouldn't believe you.
They wouldn't believe me, so I would never, ever put this out into the universe. But if you go back and watch previous years, like long time ago, you would see it. You would see that it was some truth to it. You don't know what happened, but you can see that there was a connection. Let me say that.
Yep.
Because I told her, I remember when I first started. Yes. And I just didn't know that that was her. Because I told her I had fallen into them by accident. It all made sense.
The truth.
Don't get me snorting on here. Yeah, but even if I told you, you wouldn't even believe me. So
yeah,
it don't even matter.
no.
But it was interesting. And Teresa says, yes, if someone wants to spill the tea, I'm willing to listen. And like I said, I didn't ask this woman one question.
No, it was all volunteer.
It was all volunteer. And I don't know why, out of everybody on this shop hop, I was the lucky. Like I said, she had been with Kevin a long time while I was walking around the rest of the store trying to find something to buy. I don't look at all the patterns. I don't look at all. I just glanced up and down every aisle because I could see it was reproduction. That's how I found the novelty. And I go, well, just buy a novelty print. I'm like, but girl, you ain't doing nothing with it. You got plenty of novelty at home. You ain't doing nothing with it. So I refused to buy. So then I found the quilt backings. I mean, I was gone a long time and she ain't said diddly squat to Kevin.
Well, we were talking about reproductions and how, it was
but I'm saying I don't understand how I got the rest of the stuff.
Miss T didn't think I was listening on everything. I heard some things and I was just like Scooby-Doo. Oh? And she started. I was a few aisles over and I heard him talking. I'm like, oh?
I'm like, what in the world? But yeah, I wasn't even, I'm just standing at the counter trying to look at stuff and I'm just talking to her, like, how was your day? How was the shop hop? Blah, blah, blah. This and that. Very nice. You got another 5 done?
Yep.
Good. I'll let you show them while I read. My daughter and I feel the same way. Why do people tell us this stuff? It happens to my daughter all the time. It had never happened to me like that before, though. My daughter come telling me all kinds of stuff I don't need to know. And I'd be like, girl, how did you find this out? Well, I was just sitting, like, we have line dancing things and they have a stage and you can take a break by sitting on the stage because we dance in front of the stage. And sometimes in between playing songs, you don't want to leave the dance floor. You just trying to figure out, like, the DJ ain't on it and they got a pause in the music, or maybe at the time we were doing like CDs, just had a whole lineup on a CD, so we didn't have to have a DJ. So they got to change the CD out, and so you're just sitting there waiting. And she tells me that they just walked in front of me and stopped in front of me and started talking. I said, why didn't you get up and leave? She said, I was there first. She said it wasn't like they were talking and I came and sat down behind them and they didn't know I was there.
I can hear her saying that. Well, I was there first.
Right, and she ain't said a word, but she got that ear, the head time with that ear out there though. And my
Like
daughter is one that will ask you the next pertinent questions, whereas I just let you go. Whatever you tell me, that's all I'm gonna know. My daughter will ask you the next questions, okay? Because she's nosy. Me, I only want to know what I need to know for the most part. Yeah, I think everybody loves gossip to a certain extent, but I'm not one to like go prying for it. I'm just not that type.
Right.
And I won't, even when you're telling me, I still won't ask you any questions. But I was like, OM to the G. All I did was we shared how I knew of her, and I didn't know that was her. And then I just shared what I was doing at that time, that I knew who she was. That's all I shared. And from there on out, I ain't have to say another word. And I can't even remember her name now, but I know if I wanted to, I know I can go back and find it though. Because I didn't even keep the information to use it. It was just interesting. Hey, Michelle the Quilter.
Hey, Michelle.
She says happy birthday too.
Oh, thank you,
I
Michelle.
got some old flannel blankets that have been washed. A lot of people use old flannel blankets in the middle of quilts, and they use them in a lot of charity quilts. I've never done that because I haven't had any. Any blanket that I had was more like an electric blanket that had the cord going through it, so I've never been able to recycle any blankets like that. Hey Remo, I got my stash from my friend who closed their shop. I will send you some fabric if you want some.
What?
That's Minnie being nice to Remo because she on a no buy.
Minnie, it's my birthday.
We are doing the Cape Mission 2024. All four of us are doing it. I got my brother to buy my kits for me. I didn't shop, laughing out loud. This Remo. Now she got her brother spending his money. She does have a nice brother though, because he was in some area doing something else, saw a quilt shop, stopped and videotaped her so she could tell him what she wanted at the store. That was really nice. I have never had anybody in my family do that. And Remo said next year she changing from September to January. She ain't doing this jelly roll month thing again. And quilts by Cormel talking about, we know it's a her on the scoop. Most times in quilting, it's gonna be a female. It just amazes me that not as much drama floats around the male quilters, but that's because they're in their own entity, because the females wouldn't accept them into quilting initially. So that's why they have their own organization. They don't have to put up with us at all. Remo saying beautiful Kevin and T. Fox Kevin, love the colors. Said and gorgeous. So another one.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you got to remember, a long time ago, you didn't even hear of a man sewing as much as more quilting. So, and I've been teaching, lecturing, and doing workshops across Kansas, Illinois, and Missouri for a very long time. So I have been a lot of places, and that's how I accidentally into this place and didn't know she was affiliated that way. This shop owner that we were in, because it was in a whole nother different location. But I've been all over the state of Missouri. I've been all in places that I'm like, OMG. That's why I always make sure my car is on point. Kevin, no, I don't play with my car. My car make one squeak sound. I'm like, I'm taking this joker in Monday. I do not play with my car because I'm in the boonies. And sometimes I see the wrong type of signs in the boonies, and I don't want my car to stop on me in certain places. But I have been all over, doing lecturing and teaching. And I'm telling you, I'd be the only Black person in the room a lot of places.
Okay, if you can give me one moment, I got to go settle some animals down upstairs before they kill each other. I will be right back.
We can't hear them.
I can.
He's talking about I can. I'm laughing at the comments. I see Minnie's comment. I'll wait till Kevin's come back. So on these, I didn't press. I'm only pressing my connecting seams open because these connections got to meet up with the next connection. And so I didn't want that to be really puffy. So that's the only reason I'm pressing my seams open as I'm connecting the blocks. But I don't know if it's necessary. I'm just doing it because I feel like it's so much already in that corner. And so I'm pressing all of those seams open. Kevin, Minnie says, okay, Kevin, I got some fabric that I guess will send you like happy birthday or something like that. I can't see it because of this big old giant heart in the way. But I just thought I'd let you know.
Minnie, just don't expect me to do anything dancing wise back for you.
I am not finna play with you. You would do what you have to do, like dance, boy, dance.
Ain't gonna happen.
Oh my goodness. Too funny. He's scared of you, Manny.
She's coming to retreat next year, ain't she?
She's not coming to retreat.
Oh, she's not? Oh, I thought she was.
I don't think she's on the retreat list. I don't know, because it's like we got 40 names. I got 18 new names. It's probably going to be more than 18 because I'm still getting people inquiring about it. So I only got I had 6 spots, so I got 5 spots left, not 4, 5. Because I got one person, and technically 4, because she's going to try to get a friend to come too. So we'll see. So technically I got 5.5 spots available. Let me say
5.5.
Yeah, because they haven't sent me the right money to be on the list. They just sent me a payment.
I can't wait to meet this 0.5 person.
You've already met him.
Oh, I have? Okay.
Not at retreat.
Okay.
But you have met him.
Okay. Have you decided if you're going to go to Houston?
No, I haven't decided. I don't know. I don't know if I want to drive that far by myself. I think that's my issue. I've done it in the past. I'm just not sure I want to do it again. That's all.
Well, I wish it would work out where I could, but there's just too much family stuff that I got to tend to. So.
And Jason spent all his money last year.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. That was the funniest thing I ever saw in my life. Him walking out of
Right.
that.
And it's like, he acted like, well, I should have known that Jason had saved galore for this trip, because when he got in the car at my house, he says, I don't think we're gonna have room to put stuff. And I'm like, what stuff is he talking about? Because remember, Steph was gonna go and I was gonna put the carrier on top of my car. And I go, well, it's just 3 of us. I'm not gonna put the carrier up there because it doesn't take away from the mileage that much, but it's like it's the way the air comes off the car, right? So I'm like, I won't put it on because this is a long trip. And then the only other thing is when you go into garages, you have to take. When we got to the hotel, we would have had to take that off because you can't go into garages with your carrier on top. So I was like, I'll just leave that at home, right? Because the carrier would have held our luggage, our clothing luggage. But I didn't know I needed to clean out the whole entire car.
Miss T, let me tell you something. You were finishing up in your booth, okay? And it was the last day we were going to be there.
And I told him earlier that day that they would do, because he wasn't going to come back to the show. And I'm like, you want to come back to the show? Because remember, y'all did something, I don't know if y'all went to breakfast or whatever. But anyway, I told him he wanted to come back to the show because they'll do specials and deals to not have to take that stuff back home. He like, really? I'm like, So now tell me what he did.
He took that to heart. I was done. I mean, I had looked at everything I could look at. I was done and I was tired. So I sat out there in that foyer area. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go look here. He'd go look, be gone for a few minutes, come back with huge packages. He's like, can you watch these packages for me? I said, sure. Then he'd leave again. And he'd come back with more packages. And the last time, he came back with this guy and a pallet. And I'm like, oh my word. And then when you came out and you were done, you're like, what is this stuff? Remember?
I know, because I went and got some, because y'all told me about sweet pea. So I went over there and got sweet pea stuff. And it was all picked over.
Right.
The last day. And then I had my backpack, because I had all of my camera recording stuff. And I know I had a sweet pea bag. I'm not sure if I had another bag. I know I didn't have a lot walking out on Sunday. Jason had 2, because I told him that the 2-toe people, if you wait till the last day, about the last hour and a half, go over there and say, I'm going to buy more than one. What can you do for me? He did it, because he had 2 2-toe bags. He had one for the featherweight and one for his regular sewing machine.
Yep.
And he filled all of them jokers with stuff to get home with. He had the featherweight in the featherweight one. And then he had the other stuff was holding all of his other stuff, but
and then he got that good deal from the Daylight Company.
Yeah, the Daylight Company on his stuff, and then he got that's the pallet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the pallet, because he donated a light. He gave me a light, and then he donated one to the retreat. But I was like, I guess somebody listened to what I say.
It was fun watching, though. It was fun. I call it theater of the living.
Because he was a hot mess. I think he's scared to go back to Houston. He's saying, oh, the show wasn't that big, blah, blah, blah. No, you just scared to go back because you don't want to be in debt. Because he was buying everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason, with him working in the quilt shop, he really knows when he's getting a bargain and when he's not. He also knows that's like the Jen Kingwell. He bought a lot of her stuff because over here in the USA, you're basically going by whatever the shop owner orders. You don't necessarily get to see her whole collection of stuff. And so the fact that she brought all of this stuff from Australia, I don't even know, she must have brought a shipping container worth of stuff.
Well, you would think she'd have to with that much stuff.
She had to, because this woman was busy on the first night. We couldn't even get over there good. Every time we looked over there, it was a line at the Jen Kingwell booth.
Yeah.
I don't know how she had anything to sell.
I know.
Left. She had to have shipping containers sent over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Jason, he knew fabric lines. He knew designers from working in the quilt shop. He already knew what he liked on a personal level. When he got into working in the quilt shop, it got worse. And so he knew exactly what he wanted. He knew how much it was. And if he was unsure of something, he'd come to me and say, T, can you order this any cheaper than this? Something like I couldn't even give you a Jen Kingwell book.
No.
I couldn't get you nothing with her prices. She came over here to sell it and I take one thing back.
Yeah.
I told him, you better go buy. And I went and bought some too. You better buy everything she got here because I can't get any cheaper than that.
Yeah.
And then they already had the taxes built in because since they were from Australia, they didn't want to deal with the conversion. So they already had taxes built into whatever we were paying. On top of that, it's like, you better go over there and buy everything you want. That was my advice.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's more of a modern quilter. So that's what he likes. And that's right up his alley.
Yeah.
Jason gonna get us if he come back in here.
He's too busy.
Joe Carmel, they don't want to let Joe Carmel message show.
Uh-oh.
It says, I can make you a sign. Rumi will twerk for fabric.
Rumi!
They wouldn't even show her comment.
Girl.
Minnie says, I'm going to send enough for you to wrap around and then drop it like it's hot. See?
Minnie!
See, it ain't us. It's the people in the chat out of control.
Exactly. It ain't us.
When is International Quilt Show in Houston? Normally the first week in November. I think it starts Wednesday through Sunday. But they also have Quilt Market the week before as well. The last week of October. Michelle the Quilter says, that man knows how to shop. So funny.
Have you thought about going to Quilt Market, Miss T?
Y'all ain't going to quilt show, so why would I ask y'all about Quilt Market?
No, I'm talking about you personally. I'm not talking about
what I'm thinking about doing is going to the market that's in Chicago in June. I think I might do. Okay. But see, that's the problem. They have it the same week of retreat, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it really?
I'm gonna have to look. I can't remember the name of it right now.
H&H.
H&H, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Oh boy. And it's like more of a crafts market. I don't know what you call it. H&H what? It's like it's a H&H.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna put craft market and see what it comes up. Just to Google.
Because isn't it from an overseas kind of
H&H Americas? That's what it's called. Oh, it's even better.
Is it?
It's gonna be May 7 through 9, 2025.
Oh,
That's better
okay.
because it was in June before.
Yeah.
That's better. And then they got number of exhibitors is 402. Number of education offers 85. Number of networking options 22. Total attendance so far is 3,831. Good Lord. I guess we're gonna be doing this in one day.
Driving up there and back in a day?
Chicago.
I know.
I've done it.
Girl, you're getting old.
Remember, I was the one that drove to IKEA because we didn't have one in St. Louis.
I know.
Went up there, and my husband couldn't go because I said I need my space in the car for the stuff. So I did it all by myself.
Girl, you're getting up there though. You ain't as young as you used to be.
Neither are you, Kevin.
Well, evidently not, being a half century old.
Well, that's what you are. I can't help it. You old. You getting old as dirt. You know, dirt's only been alive for 49 years.
Woman, you just remember this. You always gonna be older than me.
I am not. I'm only 39.
I
am not. I just grade as a teenager. Started at age 21.
No, you're just like these young people that want to dye their hair gray. You just dye your hair gray.
I'm only 39.
And hold.
You old enough to be my daddy.
Who's your daddy?
Ooh. Look at Don. They ain't no good. They talking about, well, they say he knows how to shop, right? That's the first comment. And then Carissa says, wait a minute, not her. Jason from Don says, Jason also got to deal with AccuQuilt. These folks remember all that crap. Y'all, I have never done a show and tell with Kevin where I had to cut. We had to do a cut. He had the whole entire table filled. We had to move stuff out so we can move the next batch in.
And that wasn't everything, was it?
I think he even held a couple items back. He told me, I just figured like I showed enough. It's like it wasn't big items, but it was like he left a few small things out. But he was funny. And then they said, I remember the picture of the packed car laughing. I like, right. And me and Kevin are the ones. He act like it was our responsibility to get his stuff in the car, but like it wasn't his stuff. It's like, you're the cause of this issue we got. Kevin and my stuff went back into the same exact spot it was in before. We had an extra bag or two, but in the back seat, Jason was the only one when we started in the back seat. So we had all the food bags because everybody had their food bags, right? So we all can figure out food bags. They can go between your feet if they have to.
Right.
So we kind of put this car back together until Jason's stuff came out. Because Kevin and I even stopped and got his luggage. We got all of his luggage. We even brought some of his craft stuff down with us so that he wouldn't have. There was no way that Jason could get all his stuff out on one cart, of even with the hotel carts. Okay, Kevin and my stuff fit all on one cart. Jason, we got a second cart that we put Jason's stuff on, and then Jason comes out with another cart. But then he looking at us trying to pack the car like it's our problem, and he ain't got no parts of it, and it's not his fault at all. It was hilarious.
Scratching his head while you're sitting there pushing that stuff.
Right. I'm like, my car has never been that stuffed in its entirety. since that day.
He's gonna be like,
it was hilarious though.
It was funny.
And that's what Don was saying. The pictures of you three trying to pack up that car was hilarious. And we put all of that on Facebook for people that don't know nothing about that.
That was Facebook worthy.
Claudette Hall is here saying hello to everyone. Looks like I came into something big. Right.
Hey, Claudette.
Now, to his credit, the quilt show was smaller than usual. Now, if it had been bigger, I would have hated for us to have to ship his stuff home.
We would have had to find a barge to barge that up the river because it was so much.
Right. That's C-Rex. She's trying to help him out. Hi, Mondi.
Hey.
Been a long time. How is Africa treating you? He says, oh, wow, I feel blessed to see you together live. Greetings and happy quilting. Hope you two behave. Not going to happen.
That ain't going to happen.
We'll try.
Not when we're together.
Hey, T and Kevin, I'm glad to be able to see you all again. Today, I had a stroke and was unable to keep up with the program. Now I miss you guys. That's OLDZO. I remember that name, but I think it's changed.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
I remember that name, those letters, but I can't remember the first name. But welcome back to the chat. So sorry you had to go through all of that. And hopefully you're healing well.
Yes.
So Sue GSD is here. Says she's still at work. She's just waving.
Hey, Susie Q.
Diane McCoy says sending you blessings and speedy recovery. So that's nice. Olzo. But I can't remember. It was like a different name, but I remember this. Carissa says, I've driven to Chicago in just under 7 hours from where I am. So she's, well, you went back home in a day too? That's what I guess Kevin's concerned about, is walking the whole convention center and then coming back. But I've walked whole IKEA. Y'all know how big IKEAs are. Because I did the whole path walk because I didn't want to miss nothing. I didn't take any shortcuts. I drove myself down there, got there when them jokers was open. I walked that thing and came on back all in one day. My husband thought I had lost my mind, but I did not care. I wanted what I wanted, and I got what I wanted. And she says, thank you. Michelle, the quilter to my, oh, that got me. You should call Kevin daddy. Girl, I'd never be able to live that down. not necessarily from him. It'll be all the other folks that think we're dating or married, because it's weird. It's so weird. People just assume because we're such great friends. People that don't know us assume we're married.
Because she henpecks me all the time.
Oh, Lord. I'm the one that's trying to make sure you do the right thing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Gotta do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
And then you're the one that when I leave, start running your mouth. And other folks got to tell me what you're saying. Your husband said. I'll be like, he did. In my head, I'm like, my husband ain't nowhere around this place. I come back and I tell Kevin, I said, Kevin, I just want you to know that I know what you said. That woman told me, she told me what my husband said. And this was in, we were stopped at
Illinois.
But we were at a food place. Cracker Barrel, yeah. They took mine away, so I couldn't remember the name of it anymore. We used to have one on not too far from me.
Oh, really?
And they closed down after COVID. We lost a lot of stores after COVID. My daughter hates me. She said, "Why do you say COVID? It's COVID." Because that's what I'm saying. Leave me alone.
Oh my goodness.
She can't stand it. Because I think when it first came out, that's what they called it.
Right.
And then they changed it. But it was too late because remember, I was one of those people that couldn't sleep. I was up all stressed out looking at the news. And then I had to tell myself, girl, don't cut the TV on again. It was like I had looked for 2 weeks straight. I was so stressed out, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And once I quit, that's when I put that head down. I made so many quilts in 2020 that it was ridiculous.
Well, you were a sewing machine because I'm telling you what, how many pineapple quilts did you make? And think about how much piecing is with that.
Yeah, it was bad. I was so stressed out. All I did was put head down.
Well, and you even added lives.
Yeah, I was sewing a lot on the lives too, but even when I was off them lives, like I had made 100 of those pineapple blocks. That's why I don't think I'm ever gonna use that dye again. I had made a 12 block quilt, remember? And then I go, okay, I didn't make it scrappy. I don't want to make this big. So then I went and made it scrappy. And I'm telling you, I cut 100 blocks. I didn't think I was ever gonna get through seeing them pieces.
One of the most beautiful quilts ever.
So, but yeah, so I don't think I ever make another pineapple quilt. I got those Guyleen Fitzgerald blocks too that I just never put into a quilt top.
Oh, you didn't get them put together?
They were on the last time I saw them, I had them on a a flannel tablecloth. The the tablecloth with the flannel backing.
Uh-huh.
And I folded them up in there, and I don't even know where that thing is. Because I don't even. I like the blocks; they were just scrappy, but I didn't. The technique using the ruler, it was just. I just like die cutting.
You
I
and me
quit
both.
working on that. That was the second project that I started, and then I went to mine with the zillion blocks. Oh, I got the door open. Say, girl, I just changed the thread. You're not out of thread, but I left the door open. Your screen went black.
Is it still black?
For some reason.
Is it back?
Now I'm hearing myself. Something happened on your thing.
I'm still seeing me.
I can barely hear you. I hear me more than I hear you.
I know I hear you more than I hear me.
Go look at it and see what happened. I have to scare for you to touch it, but you can always come back in if you have to go out. Can you all hear the double echo?
See, because it's still showing the same.
Okay.
Can you see me or hear me?
Well, no, because you were able to hear me without it being on the screen, so I'm not sure what's going on. They're hearing the echoing. And it just started. Your screen went black. And then when it came back, it was like one black screen went back to you, and then it started this. Which is weird.
Am I echoing?
You're not. What it is what I'm saying, and then it's like a second later, my words are coming after each other, like an echo, and you can't hear it.
You are not echoing on my end, but you just
really. So they playing you big time. It did something strange where it went black.
What would you like for me to do, Miss T?
I can barely hear you. That's what's funny. It did something spooky. Why don't you go out and try to come back in, and I think if you use the link, it'll let me know that you're there, because I can change people if I want to.
Okay, here I go, folks. Bye.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That was so weird that it just went to a black screen and came back and automatically started to echoing. When we first came on, it did not do that. So we're going to wait and see if people were saying. Teresa says Kevin is much softer than before, and then Don is saying Kevin's not echoing, but his device is very low. His voice is very low. He was a little bit louder before. So let's see what happens. He's back. I'm going to add him. Hello, sir.
Hello, who are you?
It's not echoing now. You just need to put it down to your needle again.
It's where it was before, Miss T. I never moved.
You must have zoomed in, but that's okay.
Never
At
did
least you're here and we can talk, and you're gonna show your blocks when you get them sold anyway, so it'll be all right.
Yes.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Yes.
But we're not having the echo, and I don't understand why it went black. You just didn't see it. Your head was down. Like I said, it was 1 second, a whole black screen, and then it came back to you.
I'm busy sewing here, ma'am.
Well, I'm busy sewing too, but you don't want me to talk to you?
I'm busy sewing.
Okay, but then you sew on. Then just sew.
I'm busy sewing.
And people says it's all good now. Everything's fine. And Don says Kevin is smart. What do you want me to do? Ha ha. Right.
Kevin is smart.
That's your smart mouth. T is okay now, and we can hear him fine. Great. And Yolanda says she still can hear 2 T's. I don't know if she's talking about now, because I don't hear it.
Maybe she was delayed or something.
She could be behind. Yeah. So take your slider, hit your YouTube thing. You must be behind us in conversation. Hit and bring your slider down to the end. Sometimes when you come in, like 2 or 3 minutes after we start, they'll put you all the way back to the beginning instead of putting you where we're currently located. Slide your bar down. That should work. What time is it? We still got another hour. Oh my goodness.
I better get to sewing. I don't have my black stuff.
Reminding everybody to hit the thumbs up button. Stop lurking. If you're on the subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Also, subscribing is the way that you get to chat with us in the chat box. Yay!
How many rows you got?
Sewing rows. Yay!
How many rows you got done?
I'm working on I got sets of 2s for 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So that's what I'm working on now. I don't think I'm gonna press the rows because I'm in this room and I need to do that on my ironing board or something. Because I gotta press this long row open. I don't think we're doing that here. I think we'll wait and do that. So we'll press all the rows open. But it is so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Here's rows 3 and 4.
Look at that. Look how much she got done. I'm going to be playing ketchup and mustard with you.
Mm-hmm. You just keep sewing. Like you said, you sewing. You just keep sewing. Yeah.
Here we go. Next set of 5.
You just keep doing what you do, boo. I'm gonna sew 1 and 2 together now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I mean, 1 and 2 I had already sewed together last time we sewed because I wanted to see what it looked like. So I'm gonna put these 2 together, and then that'll be 4. I got a masking tape on here, so I won't, because I cannot mess up these rows. Look at those blocks.
I love all the patterns, the plaids, the stripes, the solids. I love it.
It's going to be beautiful when you put them all together, lights and darks.
Likewise, my dear.
I don't know. I was too colorful.
No, you ain't too colorful. I just said my friend loves color.
Hi, Elaine Doucette. She's saying those are great. They're saying they're so pretty. Zandra's here. That's
Hey,
who that
Zandra.
is, Zandra.
Hey, Zandra.
She went and changed her name.
Oh, she changed her name?
Wait a minute. Somebody said Zandra. How come I just saw Zandra? That's what it is. She's telling me her name. That's why I said I know her name. And I don't know why. Only reason is because I knew she has my cousin name, but they're spelled different. I'm like, I know this name.
Zandra's the one that was ill?
Uh-huh. That's where she's been, because she used to chat a lot with us.
Right.
It's like, I know who you are. I know that last name. I just don't know this a lot of people are changing their YouTube thing to just not have their name.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm. Whoop, that's the wrong pen. I don't want long pens. Might have a couple out. Trying to make sure that I haven't even looked. I'm just assuming. If it ain't right where it needs to be, it's just going to be so bad, so sad. But I'm pinning to make sure that they're in the right place, but I haven't checked after I've stitched them. But I'm not taking anything apart. If it don't fall into place after I pinned it, it's not going to be in place.
Too bad, so sad.
So bad, so sad, right? People are really loving your colors.
Thank you.
And Dance's pretty blocks, both of you.
Thank you.
Minnie says, I can't get to the thumbs up. You have to minimize your chat, but don't worry about it. Just when you go out, make sure you hit the thumbs up for me. YouTube changed it. I have no idea why. She said YouTube changed it. Okay. I remember them sending out something saying that if you needed to change your email thing, you needed to do something. I didn't need to change mine. I guess they just automatically did that. I don't know. So that's weird. But that's good. It's a good protection. I just knew that I knew old something, and I know what the name is now. I know the whole name. I'm just not saying it. But when you put that Zandra, now I said, that's it. My cousin name. I'm like, I know who you are. I haven't met you in person, but I know who you are in the chat.
Yeah, I hate that, Sandra. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah. You know, I had asked about Dee Dee Hansen because I hadn't heard anything from her.
Right.
In a long time, so.
Have you heard anything, or?
You know, my emails don't go out all the time, so. Yeah. I just assume it didn't go when I checked on her. Ouch. I can see all the emails. I just can't my replies don't go out all the time.
Ain't that something?
It's just weird. Oh my goodness. All right. So I got all of that. Now we're going to sew 1, 2, and 3, and 4, even though I don't have the rows pressed in between. But that'll be almost half. I got 4 more rows that need the blocks sewn to each other. And then I've got the rows needing to be sewn to each other. So
you are going to town. You know what I think is going on? I think these dogs hear your voice and they know you. And they think you're down here with me. Because
that's why they're barking.
Because there's nothing going on upstairs. I can't hear a thing. I mean, the wind ain't even blowing, so I know it ain't no leaves going by.
Yeah, and then I was talking to them last night too. So
yes, so they're missing you, and they're thinking you're down here, and they're missing out.
I saw everybody but Lily Mae. She probably was scouting around the stove to see if you dropped something.
She was. She sends her best regards to you.
She said
she was
I ain't
busy.
gonna be bothered with her. She ain't gave me a treat in a long time.
Exactly. She's like, "Where's Auntie T?"
Elaine says she's sorting scraps to keep or give away. Yep,
Woo,
that's what
fun.
Kevin's going through that now.
Yes, ma'am.
Yolanda says each of your blocks are awesome. Yeah, it's just different. I love stuff like this because you get to see everybody's fabric, and it's about, I'm gonna say, easily 10 people that have posted their photos. I'm trying to see. I deleted the Wendsleydale group because people were in there just saying hi, and all off topic. People were using it to put advertisements in, so I deleted that group. But I'm hoping that I can figure out a way for people to put them all into like under one post, their photos, and then I can go and make like a photo album, download them and re-upload them into a photo album. That's the only way I know I'm gonna get them. So I know, or maybe go look in the thing and see if I can find any Wendsleydale photos on Facebook, because it'd be cute to see them all together.
Yeah, I like that when you're able to see everyone's together, because they're so unique and different.
The same pattern, it just looks so different based on everybody's fabric choice.
Right.
And like some people, which is what she did in her pattern, there was no distinction between light and dark on hers.
Right.
Whereas you did the light and dark, the alternate blocks. And I think one other person did that. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
But if it was uploaded into the Wendsleydale group, I got rid of all of that because it was getting on my nerves. He kept pinging me every day, somebody waving hi. I'm like, It pinged one day when I wasn't having it, apparently. It started getting spam stuff in it too.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I was like, I can't deal with this. Hi, Helena Carter. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, Helena.
Claudette Hall is saying the blocks are beautiful. I keep remember we got 2 Claudettes now, Claudette H and Claudette B.
Yeah. Claudette has posted some pretty things in the Facebook group.
Yeah. I've been trying to either like them or comment on them when I see them, because it's so weird when people upload, I'm not getting notifications anymore, which I have notifications turned on so I know when people post. So I've been going on there ever since I've been having spammers in there. I haven't been getting notifications. So I've been going in there whenever I think about it. and
Uh-huh.
checking photos to see if any photos have been uploaded. That's the only way I can keep the spammers out. And I'm learning how to read their comments when they answer the 4 questions to know you're not a real quilter. You're somebody that got this information off Google.
It's so frustrating knowing there's
And
people
I
out
don't,
there.
right, because I don't even understand the purpose of just harassing people.
Right.
Well, it's about money. Like I said, most of them were t-shirt ads, and they're poor quality, and they're, no, we're not doing that over here. So soon as I kick them out, they come back with 3 other different names trying to get back in.
Just leave us alone.
But
Go
all
go.
the answers are the same from one
Yeah,
person to the next. Like, where does that work at?
right.
I might have a pucker right here.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Pucker up.
I'm trying. Help me, Benita Walking Foot. I don't know. It was like the yellow, well, that solid. It's on the solid. It grew a little bit. My blue grew a little bit. But I was able to work the blue in. Let me see if I got a pucker. I can't tell. I'll have to wait till I go to the front. If it is, it'll be real close to the seam line. I'll quilt it out.
Quilt it out.
Oh my goodness. I'll just quilt it out. Don says that was fun when you set up the group for the boho heart, seeing the different fabrics
Yeah.
look so different, right? And then I had to let people know that you got creative freedom. Just because somebody gives you a sampler doesn't mean you have to make every block in a sampler, and that's, I started giving people different options on things they could do, so that helped a lot too.
I
I
loved
think I'm
what you
gonna
did.
cut this.
I loved what you did with like just the blocks of African prints. That was
I
beautiful.
can't, I don't think I've quilted either one of those quilts on the one where I did the blocks with the color and the facets, the black with color and the facets. I want to put a couple, 2 or 3 outer strips, and I haven't done it. That's what's holding up that one. I love both of those versions, and I haven't
Yeah.
quilted them. I don't know what my problem is, because I'm quilting. I'm doing so many other things, and then quilting for other folks when I do quilt. I have
Yeah.
my quilt. I have a quilt of mine on the frame now, so
Well, thank
that's
goodness.
unusual for me. It was like I got to quilt some of my stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay, we got another 45 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and sew row 5 and 6 on. Then I have rows 1 through 6 together.
Look at you go.
And my 7 through 10 are not, the blocks aren't even pieced. But I'll have this all in one big piece. And then I have to press it.
Now wait just a second. What did you say?
Row 7 through 10, I don't have the blocks in rows. They're just blocks.
Oh, okay. I thought you
So
said you didn't have them. Okay.
So I just don't have those put together, but this will be one piece because I lose stuff quick around here.
You have the blocks made. You just don't have them
They're
pieced together.
made. They're just not. The blocks aren't pieced into rows.
That makes me feel better.
And then this will have everything that I have so far sewn into rows together. So rows 1 through 6 are together.
Have we decided what we're doing next after this? I'm just curious.
We ain't done with this.
I know. But I
When we
need
get done, we'll come back on the next one. We'll talk about it.
to. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know. We won't do it next time because you still got blocks to sew. Or are you gonna thinking about once you get these blocks on, putting it together?
I don't know yet.
See,
Let's
that's the
take a
thing.
vote,
So then I guess
Teaquilters.
we'll have to let people know later. That's why we don't know.
Let's take a vote, Teaquilters. You want me to piece this in between the next time? Because Miss T's gonna be done with hers.
I mean, I could wait and do the last 4. I was just saying it's not getting done at all by not working on it at all. That's why I wanted to sew on it today. So I can
Right.
sew on it one more time again too.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing. I've saved this for, I haven't worked on this at all other than the cutting.
Right. But I've worked on mine here. It was just that I had that extra meeting with Jason, remember?
Right.
That's why you're behind. Jason sewed with me one time.
Yeah.
But we can do another month. I don't have any issues with that. I just didn't want it to be sitting there, not anything being done to it.
Right.
Because I'm looking at stuff that's sitting out, and it's like, I need to put this stuff up or do something with it, trash it, do something. So this was one of the projects I got out.
You ain't gonna
move
trash
some
it.
stuff.
Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Thank you. This is the backside.
Well, but it's beautiful.
I'll sew this last seam for my lab, and then I'll save my last 4 rows for next time. And
like Miss T has said, the back of her quilts are as pretty as the front. It's the truth.
I try. That's the first thing I do when I'm teaching, and somebody go, my block is not this, my block is puckered, my block is this. I turn it to the wrong side, and then I, get a quick glance, and then I turn it back to the front. And I said, okay, so we're going to first start with a ruler. We're going to see if your pieces are cut to size.
Right. I think that's a lot of people's problem.
Then check their 1/4 inch seam.
The whole cutting and your seam allowance being correct.
And I just don't panic, because it's like, I can't fix it, and I definitely ain't gonna sew it for you in a class. But I can't fix it for you, especially when I'm not going home with you. So I teach you how to fix it yourself. Because a lot of people, they've been so pampered where teachers will just fix it for them, but not really go back and explain what went wrong.
Yeah, and then they don't know.
I'm gonna pull you out of panic, but you're gonna work your way out of it. I'm not gonna tell you, I already know what your problem is before we get started, but I'm gonna make you go through these steps.
Right.
Because I'm educating you.
And that's what makes a good teacher. That's why Miss T's a good teacher.
I don't just take it from you and fix it. Now,
Miss
if you
T,
messed up really bad, I've helped people rip. But I'm not going to do ripping for you if I haven't taught you what your problem is and you understand what your problem is. I'm not here to be a ripper.
What would the good of that be if, when you're in that teaching capacity anyway? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to make sure when you get home, you don't have to call me.
Right.
It's funny when I teach Exploding Star, it's always one in the room. Everybody else gets it and one person doesn't. And most times it starts because they don't know their 1/4 inch seam.
Yeah.
I have that on the supply sheet. You must know your 1/4 inch seam in order to take this class.
Right.
And people still don't check it.
Yeah. That was one of the first things I told my sister. I said, you've got to know your 1/4 inch if you're going to do this. So I got her set up.
You can't sew 3/8, then go to a 1/4, then I'm going to sew an 1/8. This is not dressmaking.
Right.
It's not going to work. Whatever seam is your 1/4 inch seam, you got to stay with that.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people that are new to quilting that have sewn are surprised by that 1/4 inch. They think it's so small.
So, yeah, that's why I came from clothing. I wanted to do 5/8 so bad. I'm so glad I didn't do 5/8. Because you don't know that you're finna dig yourself in a rat hole when you first start, right?
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm going to sew it. But I wasn't happy,
Right.
And then when I got that block made, I said, now I know why I needed to make sure that this was not 5/8 of an inch. Or you need to cut seams for 5/8 of an inch seam.
Right.
Cut your pieces for that.
Yeah.
You can do 5/8 inch seams if you want to, but
It's all about that geometric equation.
Hold on. Don says that was fun when you set up the face. Okay, yeah, I read that. When Janice Miller is here saying you both have knocked that block out of the park. Beautiful. Yeah, I can't wait to see Kevin because we saw his a lot when he had it on his design wall when I was at his home. But he's got a different setup so that because he's someone on the Juki today. His is going to be beautiful because you can distinctly see your lights and darks. And when those alternate blocks come together, it's going to be really pretty. So I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Nikki B.
Hey, Nikki.
Don says, I haven't quilted my boho heart. You should set a date in a month or so and have everyone show their quilted boho hearts on your Facebook channel. That would be cool, too.
Yeah. Have a quilt show, a virtual quilt show.
Because we had a lot of them.
Yeah, there were several. You had a lot of people do that.
Janet says, gorgeous, T, getting a lot done today. Right. I'm trying. Because these blocks, y'all know I've been losing blocks, losing pieces. I still have a feeling I'm going to find 4. Like, it needs the last 2 steps, I think. The last 2 parts added or the last part added. I feel like I'm going to find some blocks somewhere when I finally clean this room up. When I start, because I'm working like in one little place and then I'll try to fix whatever I got in that space. I still haven't put the borders on my D2M quilt. They've been sitting there. But I have made backings for 2 other quilts because I'm like, I want that quilted. I want the D2M quilted too. I don't know why I didn't put the border on it. But I think I'm going to use any quilt back for that. I was going to use this African print, but I'm like, I'm just going to go get me a 108 because I already pieced 3 backings. I'm tired.
Are you referring to the R2D2 quilt? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's D2M. That's why you all have confused people renaming stuff. You can name your quilt whatever you want. You and Jason. People go, is the R2D2 the same quilt as that, T? Ask Jason and Kevin. Don't ask me. And even had Tucker get up there and say that crap.
Well, guys had to stick together.
I need to call Tucker. He's been so busy with Gamble. My poor little baby, he got a job, turned 18 and got a real job. Most 18-year-olds, you're in college full-time, working part-time at a burger joint. Nobody cares about the job. This poor baby got a job he got to care about. He is so busy.
His talent has really taken him somewhere.
And I talked to him a little bit at retreat about him needing to know what it is that he wants from quilting.
Right.
And follow that. Because if you want to work for Gamble forever, that's great. I'm not saying don't do that. But if you want to work for yourself and figure out how you're going to make money for yourself, he needs to figure that out too. So he needs to know what it is that he wants to do.
Well, it's better to learn that sooner than later.
And that's what I try. I'm because he's so young. I know what he's doing for Gamble, and I don't want them to take 100% ownership of all of his ideas. Is my problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it has nothing to do with Gamble because I mean, that's their company and they're doing what they're supposed to do. But also, I want to protect him because he's 18 years old. He needs to be thinking about these things too. So, but I just love Tucker and I don't want anybody taking advantage of him. Not that Gamble is. I mean, he's doing Gamble's the job he was hired for. I'm just making a statement.
Yep. And a valid one.
Oh, Lord, I got 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
To sew. We got 35 minutes left, and I'm up here like finna cut stuff down, break stuff down. So now you all can start to see sort of kind of design a little. I know you can't see a lot because first of all, we're on the screen long ways. But now you can see we're doing like diagonal color rows, which I didn't kind of reveal at first.
That is beautiful.
It's rainbow-ish, but I don't think I put them in rainbow color all the way down because I was just kind of doing what I wanted, what color I wanted next. And at the bottom, because I only put I'm basically using 4. I can't remember now how many of these things I cut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I cut 6. And then when I did the red, I only had 2. So at the bottom, I did 2 more reds at the bottom. Because I wanted more red. Y'all know red's my color. I'm like, how we only gonna have 2 red blocks? So I put more red at the bottom.
Miss T loves her some red.
Mm-hmm. Okay, trying to make sure I got these in order. So now I'll get this pressed up at the ironing board. Press those things open. That is so much better feeling to having blocks sewn into rows. And these are my other 4. I'll wait on these and I'll do this next time. So I can just read the chat. We can watch Kevin work like he used to do me. You almost finished though, aren't you?
I have 5 more blocks to sew after this.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's almost finished. And then he has to lay his blocks out because you did use some of your fabrics twice, right?
There may be a select few that have been used twice.
But you want to make sure they're not going to touch each other. That was my concern, like being the next block. So you'll have to lay yours out. Oh, I forgot all about it. I went to Quick Trip.
You went to Quick Trip?
When I went to the post office.
Did you get me a cold drink?
I sure did.
Yeah. I see you're enjoying it.
It's so good.
You got you a slushie, didn't you? You got a slushie.
Actually, I wanted that, but they only had blue that was frozen. So I ended up getting the other one that's not like slushies and not the thick slushie. This is a weak one. It's more like drinking water.
Oh.
Not water. It's more liquidy than icy.
Yeah.
Because all they had was blue and I didn't want a blue tongue. I feel blue. I can get away with a red tongue because you'll accept red color, but if you start seeing blue, it's like, what in the world? Kevin, these folks, they zoom in on stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember when we was faced on the other end of your room and they saw a little bitty thing about, did that say blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, what are they talking about?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. You see me with a blue tongue.
Yeah.
And Don is saying they want you to piece it together. They want to see it come together.
Okay.
Janet says, gorgeous T, getting a lot done today. Yes. Finally, because this is the easy part. Minnie says I get a quilt finish when I'm in a class. So she's a fast sewer. Me, I'm not a fast piecer. I've always said that. I sit in class, especially when I'm a student and I hear what they're saying. Like if they're teaching a particular way to make half square triangles, I listen to what they say. I don't be rude and so when they're not, when the instructor is talking. And then I go back to my space and I decide if that's what I'm gonna do. And if I do something differently, I quietly do it. I don't like make any announcements and go, "Well, look at me, look how I made mine." No, I just go over there and do what I'm gonna do. I'm that type of student because I don't ever want to go into a instructor's class acting like I'm the one that's running somebody's class, because I've had it happen to me, but I just let them go.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I had somebody mess up somebody's quilt. Had somebody mess up somebody's quilt doing that.
I had a lady in a class when I was teaching, and she was doing the similar thing, and she was trying to get these people to go ahead. And I said, would you please let them do along with me? Well, yeah, but they're ready to do it. I said, but I'm not. I'm not ready. And I'm the one that's been paid to be here to teach, you know? And
yeah,
she
you
just
just
looked at
have
me.
people, they act like, everybody, when you have when you go teach classes, especially for quilt guilds, you got all skill levels.
Exactly.
You can't skip a step for a beginner. And then that beginner is confused, and then the people that's advanced got to sit and wait. Like when I teach the exploding star, I tell them to come with so many cut pieces, and then the first hour of that, I do a very quick intro, show them the quilts, show them if you want to make it reverse and all of that. And then my first assignment is I want you to make half square triangles for an hour. Well, I got some people come in and go, well, I got all of my half square triangles done. I said, well, then you can help somebody else.
Right.
Because I am not going to go to the next step, because I'm not going to confuse the other people that are doing what I told them to do. Everybody has an hour. I need you to make at least 8 different half square triangle combinations in an hour. I think that's doable for every quilter.
Right.
But I have some people come in, have every last one of their half square triangles made. I didn't tell you to do all that at home.
Why take the class?
Carissa says, 1/4 inch on some machines is not the same on all machines either. I always use a scant. I never use a scant, and that's because I die cut most of my pieces. So I do a full 1/4 inch, unless it's a block that's got 50 something pieces in it and I got to do a lot of seaming and they're small pieces, then I might do a scant. But if I'm die cutting tells you, AccuQuilt tells you to use a full 1/4 inch seam. Yeah, that's a controversial thing. And going from one machine to the next, I can't agree that you can get a different 1/4 inch, because we don't measure. We just take the 1/4 inch foot or the 1/4 inch line, and we just assume that the machines got it right. Sometimes your needle holder thing can get off centered. That's why you take your machines to the shop. So you may not know your needle thing has been moved over. So it's differences. So people were saying my quilt's very beautiful. Hi, Sue Ellen. Welcome to the chat.
Hey, Sue.
That was saying my thing was beautiful is C Joy, Zandra, Michelle, and Joe Cormel. Are you going to add a border? Nope. That's Joe Cormel. You adding a border, Kevin?
No, ma'am.
Joe, it took a year. I'm not
Yep.
adding another thing.
Not one more thing.
And Carissa says she doesn't have a die cutter to cut. Like if I'm doing, say, a 9-inch friendship star or a 9-inch 4-patch or a 9-inch 9-patch, if it has limited number of pieces, I use a full 1/4-inch seam. Now, if I'm making a 5440 Affliate, which got over 50 pieces in it, then I might use some scant 1/4-inch seams. So it just depends. I'm just chilling. I don't even know what to do with myself since I'm not sewing on the last rows anymore.
Well, and you're not going to believe this, but I just looked. I had one thing of, I have 10 more blocks to sew, not 5.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so I need to do something.
Well, we ain't going to sew them all live on here because that's going to take too much. But
Yeah, you got 24 minutes.
let me get on it. I'll show these 5 and then I'll start working on the next 5.
So
These longer seams take longer.
the what?
These longer seams on these take longer.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. That's why I tell people about exploding star. People think, oh, I'll just make mine. I'll use 4-inch finished squares. Like, okay, you're gonna be sewing longer than everybody else. Although I don't want you to do it in 1-inch finished squares either, because you're gonna be struggling trying to hold on to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a fine line. Look at that. That's pretty. I like that blue pop. Gorgeous.
I love the plaids and stripes against each other.
Ooh.
Miss T's providing the sound effects. Yeah.
That would be Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember Kathy sending me the block for. I'm thinking about Flower Valley now. I don't remember receiving the block for September because I sure didn't have it done. But she's sending me the one for October, and I didn't turn it in September. So I must have signed up and didn't realize I signed up.
What was that for?
She said the block of the month.
Oh, I didn't know
For
they
the
had block of the
Gill.
month.
For the Gill.
Oh.
They're doing you know how she's doing like make a star block every month. Kathy got like 20,000 projects for us. I did that spooky and sweet, and I'm giving it away.
I know, it turned out so cute.
They gonna show them next month, but I won't have mine, so I showed it this month. And Barb Bass had hers done too. She showed hers, and Kathy was trying to sit her down, but I was letting them know that I'm giving mine away, so I won't have it next month because I want it to be hanging in somebody's house by then. I don't like giving seasonal quilts like Christmas quilt. I don't want to give a Christmas quilt away and mail it the 15th of December.
Right.
It's out there with all the Christmas packages, so you probably won't get it till the day before Christmas, and then you got to put it up.
Right.
So if I'm going to send you a seasonal quilt, I prefer you to get it early.
Yeah.
So I'm mailing it next week so they can get it and have it up for the month of October.
If you all hear dogs going nuts, they're just, that's it. They're nuts. That's all I can tell you.
I hear them barking now, but I didn't hear them the first time you left.
Well, I have no idea what they're barking about because there's nothing to bark about. Nothing.
Well, your dogs are not used to you not providing some kind of care in 3 hours. Your dogs, they're lap dogs.
Mhm.
So that's part of it too.
Yes, they're quite spoiled. Quite spoiled.
I guess I need to make me a birthday squad shirt. I don't know why I didn't. I was just trying to get done what I needed to.
I thought Miss T's going to come on here. She's going to have my birthday squad shirt on. Yeah.
I didn't get the chance to make it. I haven't done shirts yet. I've been trying to get the long arm quilting out the way. I can only do one thing because I have to put the cutter on the long arm table.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a workable home. And that's because of the mats. It has a home to live, but the mat goes in the front and the back. And I don't have that. I don't have room in the back. I have room in the front, but I don't have room in the back. And then I wouldn't have room in the front either if the long arm is running too, because it might run into the machine at some point. So I guess I don't have total room. And then I have to load the mat somewhere.
Miss T's just sitting there watching.
Well, it's about time. You treated me bad all year.
Oh, yeah, I treat you so bad, Miss T.
You have.
These Teaquilters can attest how badly I treat you.
Handsome block roomie. My
They
shih tzu
all.
sleeps by my feet instead of laying in her bed. I have in my sewing room laughing out loud. Yeah. See, but I'll tell Paige when she used to come over here and do that stuff, I would just tell her go bed. Because I didn't want her, because she would be under my foot that I'm putting under the sewing machine based on the orientation of my room. And so I didn't want to step on her, you know.
Well, you know, the funny thing about these dogs is if I were to allow them, I have a gate up right now. If I were to allow them to come down here, they would come down here for an ear scratch and then run right back upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
They
They
don't
just
like
want
being
down
in my
because you
studio.
don't want them down. You don't want them in and out of the background right now.
Now, my little Sophia that Miss T had met and knew, she wanted to be with me at all times. She wherever I was.
But she was calm. She was more calmer of the dogs, though.
She was a sweet little baby. But these three here,
they're psychotic.
Yep. That's a good word. That's a good word.
It's kind of like when new people come and go, oh, somebody come to visit us.
Yeah.
And Lily just begging. She don't care who gives her the food. She just begging.
No.
Lily is the sweetest one out of all of them, I have to say right now.
She's a sweet little baby.
Mm-hmm. But she sure is starving to death, though.
Well, just like her daddy.
Claudette says, oh, somebody says, how is mom? That's Sue. I didn't see that.
My sister and I are taking turns taking care of my mom. That's why sometimes I'm not always available. And you know, it's just one of the, we're at that point in life. That's all there is to it. We're at that point in life. You know, since losing dad, mom can't be left alone at this point, and she's not going to be. So, but if you looked at my mom, you'd say, "Oh, she looks great.
Mm-hmm.
She looks real pretty and everything."
Mm-hmm. She's always kept her appearance in order. That's one thing it tickles me because most people get older, they don't care about their appearance or what they wear, but she's always been a particular about how she presents herself.
Yes.
She's just a little lady.
She is. It's just that mind, you know. It's It just short-term memory is gone.
Does she go to the hairdresser every week? Is it every
She
week or
go,
every two?
it's every week
Okay,
on
because I
Friday.
ain't never seen her hair messed up.
It's the way she sleeps. She doesn't. That woman doesn't roll over in bed at night. She's in one position. But yep, every Friday morning she gets her hair done, and she does not forget that appointment. That's one thing she hasn't forgotten.
Yeah, she looks so pretty all the time.
Well, thank you, Miss T. She loves Miss T. I'll tell you that. Even though Miss T calls me a mama's boy.
Well, he is.
I am 100%.
He curl up just like he 5 years old.
Yep. She's my mama.
And she tells me one thing, make sure he do blah blah blah. So I go back and I tell her that he didn't do blah blah blah. And she go, he's such a good boy. It's like, I want some disciplinary actions. I'm like, I'll go tell Dad next time.
You would have been able to get somewhere with Dad.
Right. I'm like, forget this, because she really don't care. It's Kevin.
I'm her baby.
I'm up here like, she told him to fix me a good meal. I'm trying to tell her that he fed me stuff.
Woman.
It was so bad, I was just getting the first initial.
That was the best you ever had. That was the best you ever had.
Oh my God. I said, I guess I won't be talking to her about Kevin anymore. Claudette was saying, it's just amazing how fabric can change the personality of a quilt. Exactly. And you see two different personalities from me and Kevin, but every quilt that's been uploaded for this Wendsleydale, for Boho Hearts, for 4-star generals, have all been awesome.
Yes.
So,
and she is correct.
Carissa says her dog ends up with threads and scraps all in her fur she has to clean off. That is too funny. The Lord says, I like both you and Kevin's quilts. Kevin's quilt is cool and T's very colorful. She says cool in quotes. It says they are so different, although the same pattern. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolute.
And Remo says, I understand, Kevin, you are truly blessed. She's talking about your mom.
Yes, Remo, we both are. You with your daddy and me with mine.
Whew. I'm ready for my nap. I went outside. What did I go outside? Oh, I went to the post office. It was already hot, Kevin, at 10.
I bet. Yeah, I'm ready for fall weather is what I'm ready for.
It's like, that's the only thing I hate about, or not necessarily hate, because that's a strong word, but I just dislike that we don't have full springs and full falls here.
Not like it was.
We're either going to be hot, and then we'll have about 3 or 4 days of the actual season's weather, and then it goes from back to hot or back to extreme cold.
Yeah.
We don't get those fall and spring temps here very often. I can't remember the last time I was wearing like windbreaker.
I know.
Just don't happen.
Nope, not anymore.
It's like I wear, because I'm hot all the time, I put on a long sleeve shirt for winter and put a hoodie on top, and then I have one of those very thin jackets that has down in it. That's what I wear all year. I haven't worn my coat and I can't remember how long.
Nope.
I'm too hot. Now, if I was outside for a long period of time, then yeah, I would get a coat with a hood or something like that. But I don't even wear my coat like I used to. I'm basically just running in and out now that I'm not working. At work, you weren't guaranteed where you were going to park. You may have to walk more, so I wear my coat, even though I was just going in and out. But with me just going to a few stores, pumping some gas, I wear a hoodie for most of the year, and I be doing
And you're fine.
right. I'm done. I'm not outside a lot. And then COVID has, changed our life too. COVID. Let me say COVID. Little Miss Steffi. Like, girl, go somewhere and sit down. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
I can hear her saying that to you.
Twice, like within a week. It's like, girl, leave me alone.
Oh, goodness.
And I have been teaching Jersey because Jersey throws things when she's done with them. And I've been teaching Jersey to give it to Gigi. Give it to Gigi. Like empty cups, all that type of stuff. I had her trained for 2 weeks in a row. She's been giving it to Gigi. And she points at it. I put it on my nightstand. And when she points at it, I get it back and give it to her. When she's finished, I say, give it to Gigi. When you're finished, she gives it back to Gigi. How come this week she just wasn't having to give it back to Gigi? I gave her some water. I guess she mad because it was water. She dropped that cup to the kitchen floor. So I told her, give it to Gigi. And she's walking off like, So I go get her because she won't even open her hands up. So I get her to take both her hands on the outside of her hands. We pick the cup up. Basically, I'm picking the cup up, but I'm using her hand. Do you know this girl threw a tantrum so bad you'd have thought that I threw her out the back door into the backyard off the deck. She just is stubborn as all get out and only want to do what she want to do when she wants to do it. She already has learned that. She was too funny. I said, but you ain't gonna be behaving like this at Gigi's house. And I have patience. You have patience because they gotta learn.
Well, sure, yeah.
And Steph sometimes think that she doesn't know what she's doing. She know what she's doing because why did it hurt her feelings to just pick it up?
Right.
She know what she's doing. But she gonna learn. You don't be throwing stuff at Gigi's house.
Right. Yep. They gotta learn.
Yep. She was so mad. She should have been going to sleep right after she got her drink, take a nap, because her mom come back and get her. I only watch her for like 3 hours. I have to go to dance class. So she was so mad. That girl paced the entire time she was here. I said, I don't understand how somebody can stand on their feet the whole time they pacing and don't get tired. Whenever she's on the floor, if her feet are on the floor, she is walking. She does not sit and play with nothing. She is walking. Well, I said, I'm just tired looking at you, Jersey. She was so mad. She paced. She was mad for about 5 minutes of the pace, and then she started back talking to me, singing songs and stuff like that. But
well,
and Don says she's going into the terrible twos. Yeah, they always start early. The terrible two.
Yeah.
But her mom thinks she don't know. I said, this girl know more than you think she know.
She.
These kids to me come out like replacing college kid brains in a way. It's like they spirit of some other person that lost their life early or something. Because I'm telling you, they come out knowing stuff earlier and earlier. She's stingy. She know where food goes in her mouth, but she won't put none in your mouth. But she'll stick her empty finger in your mouth, though. You
She
don't
ain't gonna
tell
do
me
that
she
around
not
me.
stingy. She knows she being stingy. She don't know what stingy is, but she know that you're not getting her food.
Uh-huh.
But I'll take your food. She knows that.
Yeah.
She will not share. I went into her little cup, took one of her snacks out, and she saw me with it, thought I was giving it to her. So she watching it, and I put it in my mouth. Oh, Lord, you would have thought the world was ending. And I'm telling her, Jersey, you got a whole cup. I'm moving her hand with the cup so it makes noise. Because it's a snack cup. They got all kind of new inventions out now.
Yeah.
And it took her a minute to realize that she do have more, but she was mad because I got one. It's like, girl.
Oh, goodness.
I said, oh, Lord, here I'm back into training mode again.
Well.
And it's so funny because my daughter is kind of raising Jersey the way I raised her, with a involved parent, teaching, informing. And when my daughter got older, she hated me because I was an involved parent, because she couldn't do anything wrong because I was always there.
Right.
And now she understands why, because for the safety of all of, she's reading on the news about kids going to other kids' houses, and the father, he molested everybody, including his own stepchildren or something, in the house, and killed everybody and himself. It's like, this stuff happens all the time. My main thing was to keep you safe.
Exactly.
And I'll do whatever I had to do to keep you safe, even if that meant I didn't have a life. So she fully understands all of that now.
And probably is thanking you for it.
Mm-hmm. And she's doing that. I'm glad she's not a Lexi Daisy parent. So.
Yeah.
And she don't have patience with nobody else, but she does have patience with Jersey. I'm just shocked.
Well, that's her own, so
Yeah.
That's her own baby. I know y'all
Quick
are
Trip
getting
need
both.
to send me some money for this endorsement.
Yeah. I'm trying to hurry, Teaquilters.
Oh, you fine. You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Well, that ain't gonna happen.
Don't worry about it. You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
How many have you sold on corners? 1?
Well, no, I sew them on 1 at a time, 5 at a time.
You can't sew. One on all 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I was asking, like, how many corners do you have on? 2 or 3 or 4? So you at 1. That's what you're saying.
No, I have 3.
Oh, well, then we can wait for that then if you're at 3.
I don't want to
You'll be
bore
done
you.
before 3:15.
Huh?
You'll be done before 3:15.
Maybe.
Long as nothing happens on the machine.
Right.
Janet says, enjoy today. Needed this laugh. Thank you, Janet, for coming to watch us. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
We're going to hopefully get Kevin. He's on sewing the 3rd corner zone now. Look at him concentrate.
Yes, I gotta concentrate. I hit the big 5-0. I gotta concentrate now.
Right, you may have to stick your tongue into the corner on the outside of you.
Yeah, it has to be just the right holding of the tongue.
Tonight I'll be back on at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 3 hours from now, your time. So just count. No, 5 hours, not 3. 5 hours from now, your time. And I'll be maybe someone on the Bunny Hunter roll cotton ball. That's the haven't even pressed the seams. I told y'all I was gonna press from a month ago. Well, 2 weeks ago. That's 3 o'clock thing to let me know to feed the cat if he's outside. So I'll feed him after I get off the live.
Kitty cat's gonna have to wait for Uncle Kevin.
Bye-bye, Remo. She said, see you
Bye,
later.
Remo.
Yeah, he got his last 5 blocks. Shouldn't take that long. Put a corner on.
Shouldn't.
Maybe. We're giving you 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, then Kevin, you're gone. 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 Dun, dun, dun. And then Kevin, you're gone. What's the problem?
What's the problem?
See, they left. They ain't even know you got sang to.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted me to sing for your birthday.
I'm still waiting to hear my happy birthday song
I
from
just
you.
sang for you. You didn't say sing happy birthday. You said sing a song.
No, I said sing happy birthday to me.
Well, I'm not doing that. I just sang. You only get one song.
Oh my goodness.
You get one song and one song only. You know that?
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's a one song minimum or maximum?
Mm-hmm. Especially when I'm not getting paid. I have to be paid for things like this.
You got to get paid for this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 2 more and I'm done.
2 more.
Well, I mean, putting the last side on. I mean, I still have 5 more to go that were hiding down here. I mean, it's kind of like I'm Miss T around here. They were hiding from me.
Oh, you still got 5 more to piece completely?
Put the sides on, yeah.
Okay. You poor thing. You didn't reach goal.
I know, I did. Big time. I'm out of practice here, folks.
I am so disappointed in you, Kevin.
I'm disappointed in myself.
You didn't reach your goal today. We're going to have to give you a D-.
Right? I would too.
Now you know how I feel. Be walking away from your house with just 10.
Oh, whatever.
With just 10.
Whatever.
If I get to 10.
Whatever.
But you got to remember too, I was cutting too. I hadn't even pre-cut.
Right.
Carissa says, I posted the dog in my mess on your Facebook page, T. Okay. Jeff came in here. He's saying hi. Always fun when you are on together from Don. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't want to close that, but I want to do.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't have a leader ender, so I'm gonna have. I hope Kim R is watching. I just wasted thread.
See, it's not giving me a notification.
Let me press these and show them. Then we're done, folks.
She's sitting right at my feet in scraps and thread. She just, girl, and she a furry little thing too. She fluffy. And so when she getting thread in here, you got to get some equipment. She is too cute. That block June Hanson showed in here is is cute and unique, a great stash buster. Four half square triangles, 2 squares. It's cute. Not a lot of people posted what was under their needles this weekend. Let's see. Clear all of that. Facebook.
All right.
Patricia Priest has just popped in here.
Hey, Patricia.
And Jeff says 2 of my favorite people.
Aw.
Kim Margot's gosh, Kim was she's dumbfounded how you got a D-, but that's what you got.
Yep, I sure did. Hey, Rumi, these are some of the fabrics you sent me. She sent me some shirting fabrics.
Nice. Did you ever show what she sent for your birthday?
Yes, I did.
Okay, what was it? I missed it.
It was chicken fabric to make pillows.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought maybe I was reading the chat. Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, for you to make pillowcases with. Gorgeous blocks. I like your color contrast too when you add a pop of color on them too. Some of them. And then your plaids and stripes.
Plaids and stripes. And
yay!
sides.
He got 25.
And I got this many more to put the sides on.
So 25 out of 30.
25 out of 30.
And then he'll be done, and he'll get those done off camera, and then he will be laying out knowing where you're going to sew your rows.
I'll post a picture on Facebook.
Okay, when you lay them out?
Yeah, when I lay some out.
Okay, because it's going to be really beautiful. I like the contrast.
Likewise, my friend, likewise.
I'm not posting a thing on Facebook.
I don't blame you. I sure wouldn't on Teaquilts. I wouldn't do that.
Why wouldn't you do that?
You don't want to do that.
Why? Why don't you want to post?
I'm going to post, but I wouldn't have you post.
Such an idiot. Make me think of the idiot quilter. I think his name is it Ian?
I have no idea.
I can't remember what his first name is. Steve? Might be Steve. I can't remember right now. I'm blocking. It's not Ian. Kim says, well, they said, love those. C. Rex is making a Jelly Roll rug. Kim says, enjoyed the last while sewing today. The quilts are so pretty. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Carissa says, thank you for the chat while was sewing. Was fun. See you all tonight. So good night. So we are going to go ahead and get off here. And I will see you all, as they said, in less than 5 hours at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Teaquilts YouTube channel. And I'll be working on the infamous roll cotton ball quilt. I'm just trying to get pieces done on all of these projects so they get further along, because
she's gonna get it done.
So I need the empty container so I can put new pieces in them. You know, I'm using a box over here to store pieces in because I got so many projects going, all of them filled up. So I will see you all then. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everybody, and quilt out.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.